Where did my music go? Oh my goodness, I don't know where my music went. It just zapped just like that. Do I got something plugged up? Hold on. What in the whole heavens and whole hells? Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Because I don't know why the hell my iTunes just stopped working just like that. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh my goodness, what in the hell? Well, I guess this was the cue to get straight into it. Hell, the hell with the music. Hold on. Wow. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened. Can you guys hear me? Welcome, welcome. Okay, you guys in the building. Wonderful. Okay, girl, let's just get straight into it. Merry Christmas. I'm not a holiday kind of person, so holidays don't mean a goddamn thing to me, including Christmases and stuff. Right now, I am out of town with my nigga. I am in Maryland. I will be spending this particular holiday with my in-laws, okay? So I was in here doing my hair because you guys know that I've been rocking this platinum, this Storm X-Men, mutant level 5 ass weave, honey. And I want to ombre the roots a little bit more so that when I infuse my DNA with this Brazilian woman's DNA, okay, that everything is flowing how it should be color-wise. Because my natural hair is like a dark brown. And I'm going to color these roots in and give an old nasty piece of dark brown black ombre effect on the Snow White weave and everything, okay? So as I was in here doing that, okay, getting beautified and redified and everything for tomorrow's dinner and shenanigans and holiday stuff, I was catching up on some commentary over on the Wiley show and stuff, and my boo got a lot of stuff going on. So shout out to the Wiley show. You guys know I do 2 men and a lady with the Wiley show and Katie Talk one-on-one. Please subscribe and support both of my co-panelists, okay? We be cutting up and getting into some things over there. And you guys also know that Tasha K and Wiley are also in relationship. And girl, it's that relationship was compromised, okay? It was compromised over the past 2 weeks, okay? Now we're gonna get into some things. You guys already see who in the title, Armon Wiggins. Shout out to the Armon Wiggins show. Make sure that you subscribe to Armon, okay, over on the YouTuberations and Stationhead. I think both Wiley and Armon Wiggins are on Stationhead. I've never been on Stationhead, so I can't tell you how the platform work. I think it's like a blog spot or like a podcasty type spot. Okay. I don't think Tasha K is on Stationhead. Maybe she is. I don't fucking know. I don't get into Stationhead. Okay. I'm one of them old hoes who like stick to the rivers and the streams that I'm used to. I be the last and the most tardiest to the parties, girl. Who I'm never gonna be is one of them content creators who is just like everywhere, girl. And I bless the heart of the content creators, girl, who on Stationhead, who on your head, who on his head, who on Facebook, who on your book, who on Pocketbook, who on MySpace, who on his space, who on iSpace, baby, who on Twitter, who on Bitter, who on TikTok, who on TokTik, bitch. Like, I mean, some people, the hustle has been very motherfucking real. I'm too lazy. Honey. I just can't do it, honey. Having a damn Google email is enough for me, bitch. Yet alone all these damn social media sites. So just shout out to everybody, baby, who is with the shits, baby. So we're going to get into all of that real quick. This shouldn't be a long commentary. If you're in the building, please give me a nasty piece of thumbs up. Also, make sure that not if you're new in the building, but if you're in the building, give me a nasty piece of thumbs up. It don't cost you nothing. This helps with the algorithm. This helps with YouTube to submit and recommend the channel, the platform to other YouTube patrons across the YouTube verse. Also, share. And if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button, and everybody needs to make sure that their notification bell is set to all, okay? All email, PayPal, Patreon, Cash App information is in the description box. It's also playing across the banner in case you need to contact the king when he's kinging. Also, any of the 3 persons mentioned in this commentary tonight are welcome to hit the link, honey, and to come up and talk their shit, their perspective, honey. We are all inclusive platform over here, honey, and we only talking about the news. We don't create it, okay? And I also want to preference this dialogue with, this is not a commentary that gives you a break, a nuanced breakdown. This is a very general breakdown because I have not been able, obviously, to keep up with anybody else's stuff aside from all of the cases that I'm focused on right now. I'm completely swamped. So I haven't had the time to get all up in everybody else's business. So the breakdown in terms of me explaining to y'all what happened generally is going to be a general overview, okay? What I'm here to talk about is really the minutia of what's going on, okay? Y'all know I like to get into the meat and the potatoes and the minutia. Shout out to my other boo on YouTube, YB Entertainment Television, okay? Make sure you also subscribe to his channel. We also do the Yes God Roundtable on his platform as well, okay? So I'm going to run my handy-dandy intro, and then we're going to get into some things for tonight, okay? I never have this intro queued up. Ever. Here we go. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Can you guys hear me? So something's going on with StreamYard, child. It won't show me the video playing on my end. It won't play the music on my end, but when I pull it up on my phone, it's showing y'all. So it's doing something else on my end. Nonetheless, girl, let's get straight into it. I need to pull up an old visual or a nasty piece of visual reference and things. Y'all know I like to do PowerPoints and slideshows and things. So let me pull up an old nasty piece of visual reference, honey. Do I got everybody? Hold on. If StreamYard ain't acting stank, god dank. It might let me pull up an old nasty piece of thumbnail that I created so I can just have it up here. So we can see who we commentating about and things. And once again, this is going to be a very non-biased commentary, okay? I'm only here to speak the truth as I see it, okay? I love and support all 3 of these individuals. They are amazing. 2 of these individuals are Black, same gender loving man. And y'all know I'm always team them. Now, y'all know that, yes, me and Armon have had a little minor tiff in the past, okay? But we had an opportunity to talk. Was it this year? I think we spoke this year. Child, this year done been so damn long. I think it was this year, child. We had an opportunity to talk and to come to an agreement and to wrinkle things out. And y'all also know that I have had, you know, a situation or 2 with the Wiley show, okay, before we got our shit together. You know, so, you know, bygones are bygones, and this here is just my honest perspective on what's going on. And yeah, that's that. So let me pull them up real quick. What's going on, Tasha Miley? Wiley needs some rest. See, it's not letting me see or pull up the shit I need to. I might have to exit out of this bitch because I'm going to need me old nasty piece of PowerPoint. I'm going to need it. Share screen. I mean, StreamYard acting like a whole motherfucking hole right now. A whole hole. I'm trying to share this thing. Hold on, let me exit out of this real quick, y'all. I'm going to come right back. Give me 1 minute. Hey, can y'all hear me? I had to come in through my damn phone. I'm gonna have to restart my whole fucking MacBook because StreamYard don't even want to let me come back in from the MacBook. Chat acting like a whole motherfucking hoe. StreamYard acting like she owe money for rent and shit, girl. StreamYard acting like she need to pay bills and shit. The fuck? Anyway, girl, so while my laptop is charging up, girl, because as soon as she is, I'm jumping my ass right back on StreamYard so I can put up this old nasty piece of visual, honey, because I need that in my life. Now, this is the backstory to what's going on, okay? So, allegedly, so y'all know that Tasha K been fucking with the Wiley show, okay? You know, she like Wiley. You know, she has been over to the Wiley platform, you know, I mean, pretty much routinely, okay? She's been willing to hit the StreamYard link, call into the show, you know, speak about what's going on with her and Cardi, speak about what's going on with her and Armon and everything. And Armon Wiggins has been willing to do the same thing, okay? Call in and hit that link and stuff. So for a while, there's been an impression that Tasha K was going to mentor the Wiley show, okay? Because that's kind of how hard and how frequent they've been rocking and stuff, okay? And you know, Tasha K really been showing some affection toward Wiley. So everything been going fine, everything been going great, everything was going so great that even a few weeks ago, I believe, Tasha K had called into the Wiley show. She was kicking it with him, and I think she even invited him down to Atlanta. She said, "Yeah, girl, contact my you know, contact my people. They'll contact you, girl. We'll book you nasty piece of first class flight on Spirit Airlines, girl. We'll get you nasty piece of first class seat on the Greyhound on a mega bus and things, baby. We come down here and show you a good old time and stuff, baby. You come and eat some hard-boiled ass hot dogs and pork and beans and things, baby. Okay, we treat you right down her up in Atlanta and stuff, baby. Okay, so that's how well things have been going. Now, my laptop is booting back up. So let me try to get up on this while I'm talking to y'all. So everything was going good. Well, anybody who knows Wiley, girl, knows that Wiley, you know, Wiley understand the business, okay? I mean, nah, let me tell you. Some of my commentary probably gonna be triggering, baby, okay? Because the truth is, in a lot of ways, you know, Wiley is right where he need to be and does what he needs to do. And technically, it's really in right standing because anybody who know Wiley knows that Wiley understand, baby, that this is social media. This is about streams, and this is about finding creative goddamn ways to pull your audience into a commentary. So he has always been honest about the fact that he uses clickbait titles. He's always been, you know, honest about the fact that he will ramp up a commentary and stuff, you know, make it a little bit more salacious maybe than what it needs to be, because he understands that social media is filled with a bunch of motherfuckers who suffer from ADHD. Okay, it's 50 million 11 lives going on at one time, and this is a competitive market. So how are you going to stand out, girl, and on a platform where people are also subscribed to several other content creators who they love? And if everybody hit the goddamn live button around the same goddamn time, what's going to hold your audience's attention? So Wiley don't mind using bitchcraft and witchcraft, okay? He don't mind performing the dark arts and casting illusions and spells and things. Okay? Now he claimed he nasty piece of Christian and stuff, but the way he be moving on these YouTube streets, baby, he's clearly a mystic, baby. He's clearly a warlock and a sorcerer, baby, because he be performing in the dark arts and things. And I ain't mad about it, baby. Get your clicks, get your views, do what you got to do. Okay? So, with all that being said, because I had to lay that groundwork for y'all to understand why Wiley and Tasha K's relationship got contentious, okay? It got contentious because a few days ago, Wiley wanted to do some commentary, and he plastered Tasha K and Armon Wiggins. Hold on, where my water at? Hold on, I gotta porch my throat, honey. I got an old Banshee screaming spirit on me, child. And it be tearing up my dick sucking muscles and stuff. Where is my water, baby. Okay? Because I just be damaging my super soaker throater muscles and things. So I got to keep my throat moisturized. Hold on, y'all. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay. I'm back. Y'all had to give me old nasty piece of swish. Had to give me old swish of the H2O child. So, girl, he had done performed the dark arts, girl. Had done casted the old nasty piece of witchcraft from the east and the north and things. And had them plastered Armon Wiggins' picture and Tasha K picture up in the thumbnail up on his platform so he can give commentary. Now, apparently, allegedly, hold on, let me slide on in the StreamYard from the MacBook so I can pull these folk up on my thing. Hold on, let me exit up out of here. Boom. Okay, we back just like that. Click, clack. If you in the building, please give me a nasty piece of thumbs up, honey. It don't cost you cheap behind nothing, okay? Hit that old nasty piece of thumbs up, child. It won't cost you not nothing. I had no fucked up my whatchamacallit too. God damn it. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. All right, here they go. Say my name, when no nigga is around you. Say nigga, I love you. If you ain't running, say my name, You acting kinda shady, you ain't calling me baby. See why the sudden change. Say my name, when no one is around you. Say TTV, I love you. If you ain't running, game. Say my name. Here it is, Tasha, Wiley, and Armon. Boom. So, allegedly, after Wiley had to perform these dark arts on these motherfucking internet streets, girl, Miss Tasha K, girl, you know, she had done took to Stationhead, YouTube head, Twitter head, girl, the backup channel, the main channel, bitch. She hit one live button, bitch. All her apps activated, bitch, and had them gay Wiley that everlasting work and told Wiley that she don't appreciate his dualism and he need to stop being an old messy ass Texas punk. Now she ain't quite say it like that, but I'm just paraphrasing terribly here. So, as a result, cause y'all know, baby, the winos don't play, baby. They be drunk off that cheap Hennessy, baby, and they get the motherfucking windmilling, baby, for their queen and stuff. So it was winos activated, baby. So they started dragging Wiley out in these streets, baby. He talking all up and outside of his motherfucking neck, out of both sides of his motherfucking skull. He need to get his shit together. He dusty, he crusty, he worthless. He ain't never gonna be a goddamn thing, baby. Okay? Just been tearing my boo up in these streets, okay? Been tearing them up. Now, amidst all of that, Wiley, you know, had responded, you know, and he was saying, look, it ain't no goddamn hard feelings, bitch. I'm just a damn businessman, bitch. I'm just doing what the fuck you do. Ain't you do everything for a click and a goddamn view? Ain't you do the goddamn bitchcraft and witchcraft and execute the dark arts too, honey? If there's anybody in these streets, I suspect, who understands how this needs to go, it would be you, the queen of social damn media. Okay? But Tasha K wasn't quite feeling it. So today, allegedly, okay, everything culminated over on Wiley Stationhead because Tasha was saying, look, you know me and Armon got bad blood, bitch. Okay? We got bad blood. We don't get along. Okay? My haircut and his haircut ain't siblings, bitch. Okay? Our fade comes from two different adopted families, bitch. There ain't no compatibility. And you know that this boy got a heart on for me, so please don't be gaslighting. Don't be doing nothing to antagonize him because everything is all right right now. Everything all right. Leave it alone, honey. If I want to fight with this bitch, let me strike. Let my lightning strike his ass, honey. I don't need you inserting me into nothing, okay? So, all of that. So, over on Wiley Stationhead today, Wiley called, Tasha K and Armon Wiggins called in. Now, once again, I'm giving y'all a general overview, baby. I don't know the details, bitch. Y'all know I have been very booked and very busy on my side of the world, bitch. So I ain't had time to really put my degree in nosology to full fucking use because I've been over here doing what I do best, okay? But word on the curb was Armon is in a place where he's willing to neutralize the situation. He's willing to ultimately put things behind him with Tasha K. I don't want to call it starting over, but he's just willing to be all right. Like, if I see you, bitch, I ain't punching you. I also ain't gonna do the cha-cha with you either, bitch. You know, we all right. Okay? Well, apparently, Tasha K don't even want to be all right. Tasha K said, hell to the no, to the no, no. And Wiley is up here stuck in the middle like a goddamn big-ass 9-inch double dildo between the shits, okay? So, now that y'all all barely kind of somewhat caught up, girl, let's get into the minutia, baby, okay? The part that I like to be specializing in. Oh, bitch, don't tell me my shit got erased. I will throw this motherfucking MacBook out of the front of the back of the motherfucking window. Oh, girl, I thought my laptop had done deleted my shit, bitch. Hold on, let me drop the link in case any other 3 people might be up in here tonight from the bushes and want to chime in. Okay. Let me press the link, mods. When y'all get the link, just occasionally circulate it in the stream and stuff in case somebody might want to hit the link. Now, one of the 3 involved, child, okay? This is not necessarily for the audience, baby. So don't go and hit the link, okay? If you ain't Tasha, Armon, or Wiley, this is for the 3 amigos. Now, let's really talk about it, okay? Because I think that there are some interesting things going on in this situation. Some interesting. Now, I'm on Wiley's side, bitch. I'm sorry. I love Tasha K, you know, I love you down, girl. I love you down to the earth, baby. Okay? I think you are the next smoking gun Wendy Williams for sure, bitch. You got the crown. You got the motherfucking spot hole. Like, and I'm going to be there for it, honey. Matter of fact, Tasha K just pulled up on our Secular Man of God's platform the other day. And they talked about open marriages and shit, honey. And Tasha K had some really insightful shit to say, baby. A lot of people was like, girl, can we protest Tasha off, baby? But Tasha K made a believer out of the people with things, honey. And she was saying some really some really enlightening things as a married woman who done live on this earth, baby. And she got her own wisdom about some of this stuff going on. Okay, so it was a good ass show. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and talk about it. And I think Tasha K also is supposed to be bringing Larry Reed over onto her show to talk about the Megan Good and Devon situation and get into all that tea. Now, y'all know that Larry is hesitant because Larry and Devon is good friends. Now, I'ma say this, baby. If y'all that good of damn friends and you about to sit down with somebody who about to spill my damn tea, baby, we might not be good friends afterward, sugar. So we're gonna see whether Larry gonna take the interview at the expense of his friendship to Devon, baby, or whether he gonna hit a hard right on that collaboration, girl. We're gonna see how that turns out. Nonetheless, back on track. So there's some interesting things going on here. I'm on Wiley's side. In terms of, girl, this is social media, honey. You know, and here's the whole gag. The reason why Wiley gets a win in at least the first part of this situation is because Wiley is honest about the way the business is set up. He's honest about the way media is set up. Media is disingenuous. Media is competitive. Media is about strategy. And Wiley is a Scorpio just like me, baby. We only, what, two days apart, baby. Okay? That means that he the realest on the block. And yeah, the strategic game is going to be on point as well, okay? And Wiley is just honest enough to say this is the honest game, and this is the way I want to play it. And I feel like Miss Tasha is being somewhat of a smidgen bit of a hypocrite now, because Tasha is the queen of strategy, baby. Tasha, this is what I don't understand about you, baby. Is you are, see, what's funny is that Tasha K and Wiley are the same person. Wiley just a black woman and Tasha K just a black woman. Okay? Both of these are strong, bald-headed black women. Okay? And they both have the same personality type, which is they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. Tasha has admitted that she takes stories. She don't give a damn whether they real. She don't give a damn whether they legit. She don't give a good, got hot oven, black, ashy, big mama's good cooking arm ass. Damn. About the legitimacy of the story. She just reports the news. And if she says she decides whether to talk about some shit if it simply interests her. It could be gossip. It could be word on the curb. It could be satire. But if it's an interesting narrative, baby. Hey, Tasha K's in the building, baby. I had to drop the link for you, sugar mama. Tasha K has said, girl, I report the news. It is what it is. So I gotta be on Wiley's side, Unwind. I got to be on Wiley's side. Cause y'all both practice the same thing. So this is like, come on, baby mother. Come on. Now, to Tasha K's point though, cause this where I understand. Tasha K and Wiley are building a goddamn relationship. So that makes the dynamics a little bit different. Because if you want relationship to someone, there are some rules of engagement that must be understood. Now, that's if you want a relationship. Now, from Wiley's end, I don't know if he wants a relationship more so than he wants the benefits, because he just trying to get on and trying to get out of his Section 8 damn apartment, okay? He just trying to leave his 1995 Nissan with the badass muffler and the barely operating, barely hanging on as transmission and transmute that shit into a damn Ferrari. And if he got to sacrifice Tasha K like the goddamn lamb of Bethlehem, baby, in order to get out of poverty and welfare and having to buy some pregnant damn woman's EBT, that's what the hell it seems he is going to do. Now, this may allow for there to be a damn conflict of interest between Wiley and Tasha K. Because we also know that Tasha K got a motherfucking history of really putting niggas on. She got a motherfucking history of really bringing niggas under her tutelage, okay? She ain't the kind of commentator, and she's not the type of LLC. She's not the type of entity that just says hi and occasionally breathes through your motherfucking hey, Tasha.
Whatever, Conscious. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? I'm up all night, man. Got these goddamn gifts. What's going on?
Shit, you tell me what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, because apparently
I'm on Wiley's side too. I'm just across the street. That's all. That's what I told him. Listen, you do what you do, you know. I'm just across the street now. So if there's any, you know, we just won't be having no conversations no more. That way nobody can say Tasha K had a hand in this mess. Because the boy get triggered every time. Wiley can bring up something that happened 3 years ago. That nigga go on Stationhead, motherfucking be live 4-5 hours. I'm like, come on now, Wiley, why you? And he be laughing about it. I'm like, listen, like there's got to, if you want to talk about something that's new, that's fine. but it ain't new, and you keep like banging a fucking dead drum. I'm never gonna be cool with him, and I was clear with that. I was clear with him today, like, and he knows
Mm-hmm.
why. It wasn't like I came on social media and was like, "This is why I don't like him." I'm not cool with you, so guess what? You gonna throw shots? I'm gonna throw shots too. There's nothing more to say, but like, I don't like the antagonizing part of it. You know what I'm saying? And,
Mm-hmm.
and even when I have beef with celebrities, I address them. I don't fucking like, kiki with them and then come fucking drag. I don't do that shit. And contrary to what people are saying about Alicia Keys and Swiss, I'm cool with their mama. I'm not cool with them.
Oop.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a
Mm-hmm.
difference. And I made that very clear. Because every celebrity that has come in my circle came when they met me as Tasha K, not Latasha. There's a difference. So I still got a motherfucking job to do. And I love to use that Nicki Minaj analogy because here's the thing, we cool, but just because we cool don't mean I'm gonna sign an NDA. If I sign an NDA for you, I might as well not be in court with Cardi. What the fuck?
Right.
It's the same shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the fucking point? I'm not bending for nobody. But at the same time, I don't antagonize people like that, especially if I'm cool with you. I don't do that. I can call the celebrity up, yo, this is what the fuck I got. What's your point on it? They give me their point. If they choose not to, I choose whether or not I want to roll with the story.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then, Miss K, because our bald-headed secular man of God has said that for him, if any nigga in his motherfucking life can be talked about, he said what he
Right.
will do is, if he fuck with you, he'll make sure he keep that in mind.
Right.
But you're up for conversation.
Right. And I never told Wiley he couldn't. I just said, Wiley, listen, if I'm fucking with you, it looks like I'm having conversations in the background and I know about what's going on. And so it further antagonizes our mind. You know I don't talk to you about him. I don't talk to nobody about that man.
Mm-hmm.
I've said what I said to that man. That was it. You see what I'm saying? So it looks messy. So what I said was, listen, you can continue to put names in the title, but I'm just backing up. And my husband
Wow.
told me I was wrong. He was like, I shouldn't have made that video. I said, but when I secretly back away from motherfuckers, they really go screaming. So I just wanted to make it clear. I didn't want nobody in his chat talking about, I know this Tasha K ain't been over here, da 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 da. So I had to talk with him at first, but I should have been a little bit more strategic about how I went about it because I didn't want it to end up how it ended up today. People attacking his mental health and all that shit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, they going off on
Yeah,
you.
they was, and that's what made me really get on Stationhead. Like, my chat was like, "Do you hear this?" I'm just like, "What the fuck going on?" Because we got group chats on Instagram, and I'm like, I told him, I said, "Listen, I'm about to go live with Wiley because this shit got to stop. This shit got to stop." And that was my point. You see, like, people will attack him because of his association with me, but don't add fuel to the fire. When you say you want to grow and you want to get to the next level, YouTuber news don't get you to the next level like that. It's mainstream news.
Right. But see, Wiley knows, Tasha, that he's not gonna pick up the kind of traction like you or Larry would because y'all have a sustainable audience. So y'all can keep it restricted to just celebrity news, while maybe smaller content creators got to pour from various sectors for their little click and their view and their little Google AdSense, because the struggle is real for smaller content creators.
That's not true. That's not true. I was a smaller content creator, Conscious. I started when I got on YouTube. I started with 52 subscribers. I don't even know how the fuck I got them because I ain't had no videos up. All I had was a name. I think YouTube was just subscribing people to get people to grow. I built my channel one video at a time with mainstream news. So, but I never delved in the fucking the YouTuber news, because YouTuber news, it only gets you so far. And
Now,
to be honest with you,
Tasha.
what's up?
Now, Tasha.
What's
Hold
up?
on. Let me pour some more in your wine glass real quick, because I want you to be drunk.
I'm drinking water tonight. I'm sick. God damn it.
Now, you was over on another content creators who go by some type of doctor or passer and was endorsing a whole reality show and stuff from this particular sector, because apparently there is some redemptive quality
Yeah,
in that
absolutely. I was
particular
gonna sell
sector.
it. Absolutely. But you need
So
somebody to take it mainstream. It's not mainstream. You need somebody to take it mainstream.
true.
Right.
But I'm just making a point that if you see the value in it, and you know that it could be pitchable and sellable and marketable if it got actually picked up and acknowledged by somebody in the right place like yourself, then, because Wiley has said the same thing about even that sector too, that sector always had the potential to go over the moon. It just ain't got picked up. So he just still doing what he gotta do, because we can see clearly from Wiley's views that it ain't like his numbers are like over 10K. So he can talk about mainstream news. He can talk about a Nicki Minaj. He can talk about, whoever, and he's still averaging out on a good 4K, 5K.
That's because I haven't tweaked Wiley's channel yet, and I'm still gonna tweak it. When I tweak it, he will rank in the search engine, because there's really no reason as to why he's not ranking, and that's got to do with his analytics on the back end. So once I get back there, he will rank the same way Storm ranks. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like even Armon ranks, he used the same blueprint. It's all about what you do. Now Wiley has a great personality. He's
Yes.
funny. I
Super
don't think
talented.
people be trying to attack his look. I think his look even brings the show more. Like that makes it more, authentic or whatever. But
Yes.
like as far as the beef sector, I'm thinking like there's never been anything that is developed from YouTube. And I love YouTube. YouTube gave me an opportunity to do what I do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I didn't work in mainstream and I didn't last in mainstream because I wouldn't fucking follow the rules. So I was hopping around from radio station to radio station until I finally said, you know what? I'm not about to do this no more. I'm gonna build on my own. And that's what I did. And so all of that is just tweaking. When people just link with the right people, it
Mm-hmm.
ain't even got to be me, because there's other YouTubers that are fucking killing it in the black sector. So it
Right.
ain't even got to be me. It can be anybody. It's just about learning the algorithm. That's it.
So with you knowing this, because you know how Wiley is, are you really going to lead that boy across the street to his welfare apartment because he made one little mishap? Y'all can't
It's
work through
not a
that,
little
Tasha.
mishap. I had a convers. See, my thing is, I was having a conversation with him, right? And then he went and told that conversation to Armand, and it ticked him off. And the way he
Oh.
translated it, I could see why Armand got pissed, because I
Mm.
was like, "That's not what I said," and that's not what the fuck I said.
Now that is dirty, Wiley. I'm sorry.
You
I
see
see.
what I'm
I ain't know.
saying?
I see.
So
I ain't
like,
know all that, Wiley.
yeah, like this happened 2 months ago. So I'm like, you know, I'm just like, why would you
So
do
he
that? And
was
then
already on probation. He already had done start doing shit
well,
that
he
left.
wasn't on probation. I just said, well, I definitely can't. That was like the first like strike. Like, okay, well, I'm having a conversation with you, so you going back telling them what I'm saying, but I'm not talking about him. But the moment I do tell you, like, Wiley, please, genuinely, like, it looks messy. And I told him this
Yeah.
before all this shit came to YouTube, and this is my point, because they was live for 12 hours today, conscious.
God damn.
You see what
Wow.
I'm saying? About me. They was live for 12 hours. Now, mind you, that does great for my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to tell Wiley. Now they calling you names, coming after your mama,
Mm-hmm.
talking about your kids. You see
Oof.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I gotta play a part to that, because I shouldn't have went live on my channel to address it, but I thought I was doing the right thing. But it was fucked up, so I had to come and clear that shit up, because nobody should have to drag him about his handicap or whatever
Right.
handicap he does have. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't think
Right.
it matters. You know what I'm saying? But like it went too far, and that's what I was telling him. So if you want to be in this mess, be in this mess. But I don't be on YouTube for 12 hours. I be on YouTube off for like 3 hours a week. And I make great fucking money. Storm just
Mm-hmm.
moved to fucking Buckhead. I don't even live in fucking Buckhead. That's how great Storm is doing financially. And I was trying to tell Wiley, just give me time. COVID's been fucked up. He came to Atlanta. Now, for everybody saying I didn't hook up with him when he came to Atlanta, he contacted me on the last day before he left. Then he
Mm.
said he had some people with me and he needed to bring them to my house. I was like, no, Wiley, you can't bring these people to my house.
Girl, Wiley got me and you fucked up. Is he okay?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I get dragged for this shit. Like, I'm fucking not wanting to hook up with him. He told me the last day that he got here. And I guess he did say he was coming to Atlanta. He never gave me no date. So he called me. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be in town till tomorrow. And I was like, all right. So I told him to come over. Then he calls me and was like, yo, I got some people with me. And I was like, Wiley, you can't bring random people to my house. I got kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I get dragged.
This ghetto, Wiley. You so goddamn ghetto,
on,
girl. Man. I thought you was more classy based than that, Wiley. You can't take that welfare shit to Tasha K house like that. You can't do that.
It's welfare, but I got a family to protect. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody said, okay, Vaughn was over your house for Thanksgiving. First of all, I invited Vaughn because Vaughn is away from his family. Vaughn has 2 kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn is away from his family. So I said, why not? Him and Chelsea are cool. Chelsea's in town. She's moving here to work closer with me now because she's full-time. You know, making hella fucking money. Chelsea got so much fucking money. She still got an apartment in New York and got an apartment here. You know what I'm saying? And not giving up her fucking apartment in New York. And you know what that rent is. It's a 2-bedroom in the city. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So people be talking, you know, trying to drag Chelsea. But Chelsea is doing phenomenal. And to be honest with you, nobody hired fucking Chelsea to get back at Jason Lee. I wasn't even beefing with Jason Lee when I hired fucking Chelsea. Chelsea reached out and I was like, yeah, your credentials, absolutely. Yes, and me and her have been working together ever since. She's amazing to be like fucking 25 years old and killing it the way that she's killing it as a black woman. As a light-skinned woman, since I don't like light-skinned bitches. Since that's what y'all saying. But like when Vaughn came to my house, Vaughn came as a guest to Chelsea, and I've dealt with Vaughn before. And so I already had rapport with him. And he had already been to my house. And so when Vaughn came, Vaughn was either going to spend Thanksgiving alone. Why not come eat? There's plenty of fucking food. My husband knows him. It's cool. And when he was filming here, Vaughn got told, Vaughn, you can't put that up. So that's why everybody got blurred out. Because I don't do that. I don't put my people out like that. They ain't signed up for fucking YouTube. So it's just a lot of misconceptions out here about like the way I'm moving. But I'm telling these motherfuckers, just like I told Armon to his face. Well, not to his face, over the phone. I'm not fucking with you. And that's just the way it's been, and I haven't changed. So you can drag me for as many years as you want, and I can throw my little shots, that's fine, but it stands as it stands, and I don't want Wiley egging or adding more fire to some shit that's not gonna change.
Right. So let me ask you this question, because what broke the deal? Like, what created the ultimate divorce between you and Armon? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I never heard him throwing no below the belt shots. It was just like you talking shit, he talking shit. He called your fade something, you call his fade something.
Where yes, it's been below the belt, but you know, there's no what do you call it? There's no restrictions in beef. So I don't fault him for that. Like, say what you gotta say, but in the beginning, like, Armon called me, and yes, he was like, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, you're this, you're that, you know. Yeah. And I decided to help him. I watched his content, and I was like, damn, like, you're really funny. You know what I'm saying? And so I started helping him. And then maybe 3 or 4 weeks into me helping him, he gets drunk on his live and got upset because my husband decided to use a gunshot effect. And so people, because my audience was in his chat, because that's how they knew about him. That's how he was getting views, because we were sharing the audience. They was like, Tasha, he just fucking, you know, threw shade at you. So I was like, what are you talking about? So they gave me the fucking timestamp, and I went, and he was like, yeah, be original. These bitches ain't original. Like, yeah, you want to use gunshots. I'm like, are you fucking? So I called him. I was like, Armon, you know, I know you was drinking, but did you throw shots? I did, but please don't, please, Tasha, it wasn't like that. Don't unfollow me. I said, listen, I'm already in the midst of this quarrel with Lovely T. You know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with you. I want to follow you, but I'm not fucking with you. And that's what I said. So,
Tasha, you're breaking my heart.
Listen, Conscious, I'm almost 40 years old. Come on now. I'm not 25.
I know, but that's why you're breaking my heart. Because Armon and Wiley, do we take into consideration that these young millennial entrepreneurs are on their own. They're without no guidance, no mentorship. They're fighting for territory. They're fighting for individuality in a competitive market. Don't you think that it is fair to consider that because a lot of black, especially black talent gets pimped. Like the reason why black talent gets pimped out, like whether it's in music, rap, we sign horrible contracts, we sign 360 deals because we don't know what we're doing. We're operating off of pure talent and we're just doing our best. Do you, as a person in a powerful position, because you know the scriptures say, to whom much is given, much is required. Do you ever consider the dynamics and make some provision to say, I understand it. Like I understand why you felt the need deep down to think that it was, you know, to make that petty ass remark about me and I could help you because I know where it comes from. It comes from the fact that you are trying to be put on and you get swallowed up whenever anybody else does anything that may be similar to yourself, even if it's not about mimicking you. But like, do you, because you started off as a content creator with 52 subscribers, do you ever
Right.
say that I get some of this and I can deal with these niggas and straighten them out behind the scenes and kind of be a mother hen for the sake of continuing to put on black excellence, but I don't know if it's quite fair to expect perfection out of them.
And you know what? Conscious, that is such a great fucking point that you made, right? Like, and you're absolutely right. And there's no but to that. Like, you're absolutely right. And that's what made the relationship with me and Storm so well, is because I learned from that. You see what I'm saying? Like, there were guidelines. If I'm gonna work with you, this is how it's gotta be. Like, I want to work with you, and he said no problem. I said, so I don't want people are going to, like, on YouTube, say what they want to say, but I genuinely love fucking helping content creators. I don't give a fuck where you at. I don't want nothing in return. I don't expect you to fight my fucking battles. I got a YouTube. I got 2 YouTube channels for that. You know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely fucking right. But you have to understand, it was like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
So I'm going through it with Lovely T. All this shit is going down. Me and it was another content creator going down. Never even met this motherfucker. And then I'm helping you. And then you do the very thing that this other person did. So it was kind of like, he was like, I wouldn't say an innocent casualty, but I think if it was in a different time and space, we probably would have been better. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I understand his personality and I understand how he works and how he operates. And that's the reason why I haven't decided to renege on it, because I know how he is. He gets really emotionally invested. But when we're working together, I don't get emotionally invested. I just don't. Like, I'm working with you.
Right.
So for me, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the thing that hurt me the most, work trying to get on in like radio, is that my own people, my own black people, didn't even want to fucking hire me, right? And when they did hire me, they gave me marketing, they gave me fucking commercials and shit. That's why I'm so great at my commercials, because I was running the ads and shit at radio stations, right? Fucking backwoods damn radio stations and goddamn green you know, fucking Pennsylvania and shit.
Yeah.
So, but the thing that hurt me the most is, like, it was white people that helped me. Black people didn't want to help me. And now I'm gonna be honest with you, like, do you know how long I tried to get on that V103? And now V103 here in Atlanta, I said, I'm moving to Atlanta. This is what I'm gonna do. Now, mind you, God got, you know, different avenues for everybody. However, V103 wanted to give me marketing. And I said, I'm not taking another fucking marketing job. I'm not doing that. This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I saw they was going through a lot with the radio personalities. I had the experience. But now to see V103 having the very host that didn't even want to hire me have to commentate on my news that I broke and say my name. Like, it had to go that way for a reason. And I made a vow that I would never ever turn against my own people, because a lot of times we do get doors slammed in our face for no reason. But with that Armon situation, it was like the perfect storm.
Yeah.
So that was the thing with that, and I learned from that, and I moved on from that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know what not to do, but because he's so emotionally invested, I've spoken with other content creators who deal with him and who have dealt with him on and off, and it's like a vampire situation. Like, he will suck fucking everything out of you. And I just don't have time for that. I got 2 kids. You understand what I'm saying? So I need people to be able to stand up on their own. Storm don't need a lot of fucking attention and stuff like that. So I don't need to do. I show Storm what to do. Me and Storm hang out every now
Yeah.
and then, but that's it. That's as far as it
No,
goes.
I get it. I think that, but I also think that Storm is an exception. Like like you always gonna have like like most of the class mates are going to be like average, with the exception of 2 or 3 A+ students who kind of just pick it up naturally. And for me,
Right.
Storm is one of those people. What really kind of like stings me when it comes to Armon and when it comes to Wiley is that it's scary being out here on your own. It's just, and it's wild. And trying to understand what's what from what and who's who from who, and just trying to make something of yourself with no fucking information. It's really a wild experience. And what pains me is because I've always given you props. Like even when
And
you,
Conscious, and I always giving you props. What you know me,
yeah,
I've never been. I think I saw you when you had like, there was like 5,000 subs.
yeah,
And
you
I was
actually
in your
found me
comment
when I
section.
had dread.
Me and fucking Daniva was like, God damn. Like,
Because you
we up
commented
next.
on that Queen's Court video from like
Yes.
three years ago.
Yes. So,
Yeah,
and you're very analytical. I noticed like you really think about what you say before you say it. You don't
I
just
have a
get out.
master's in nosology, Tasha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and so that's one of the things that to me made you such an exceptional peer, is because not only were you great at what you did, but you actually had the empathy and the like care to come back like on some Harriet Tubman shit for your people. And so every time you would put a motherfucker on, I was like, yes, Tasha, yes, because you are the only motherfucker out here doing that. Like people can say what the fuck they want to say about you. People can say you ain't fair, you're messy, whatever, but you put motherfuckers on. And I hate also that you're the only person doing that, because it also like puts the added pressure, because a bitch like me gonna pressure you. I'm gonna pressure you to keep putting your people on, because you it right now. Like that's you it. And I don't think that Wiley nor Armon are fucked up. I will agree that Armon is the same gender loving man. He has the spirit of a black woman inside of him. You know, he has a certain level of emotionality. Emotional people are very high maintenance, and especially bringing emotion into business can be high maintenance. But you know, and aside from a personality difference, it's clear that both of these young men are very talented, and I don't believe that y'all can't stand in solidarity. I do think that would come down to just you figuring out if you just want the headache and want the responsibility of extending yourself in that way to them. But I think it could also set a huge fucking precedent, and we need
And you know
people.
what, Conscious, you are absolutely right. And so, but to be honest with you, like I never had that guidance. Do you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like, I still get dragged. I still, go through all the trials and tribulations of trying to get this right. And now I got to try to get it right with people on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different now. So everything that I do and say, and that's why my team is so, they watch everything. And they're like, listen, don't, you're going to, it's going to bring down the brand. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I have, and like I said, I've always moved with pure intention. And Armand can't tell you that. I always had pure intention with him. But when you show me who you are, I believe you. It's stupid on me. And look, just by that one conversation, like, look, I ain't gonna follow you. I wish you the best. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see what
No,
is happening?
I get
You
it.
see what I'm
You see
saying?
him
Like,
as a liability because you don't feel he can really have emotional discipline and keep everything at bay and
he
stay
can't, and
on
that's the
track.
thing. Like, so maybe you know what I'm saying. And I hate to say this because I'm just like everybody else. Like, I don't look at myself as no bigger or no less than nobody. I don't.
No, you one of the most humble as like big time
But I
content
don't know why
creators on
people
here.
say I'm not fucking humble. Like that shit burns me because I'm like, I get online with anybody. I
You
don't care.
and you
I
do.
don't care. Do I get cussed
Mhm.
out from my team for doing it? Like, Tasha, why do you do this? Because at the end of the day, some of the best fucking entertainers entertain with
Mhm.
3 people in the room. They broke bread with any fucking body.
Yeah,
And I can't, you people don't ride that ride high horses don't get high. They don't get high. So I got, so much I want to build a whole fucking movie company. A whole fucking movie company. We just opened up our first fucking studio space, like here in
amen.
Atlanta, like a physical space.
Come
Like, and
on, Tasha
we're on
Perry.
number two.
Come
We're
on,
on
Miss
number
Tasha
two.
Perry.
Yeah, we're on number two. You know what I'm saying? And so
Wow.
like we're doing so many things outside of like YouTube, and it's just and I do help and I want to help.
Yeah,
And I did say for a while that I was gonna stop helping because it seemed like it just got full of drama, and this
yeah,
shit just happened with Wiley. You see what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like, why can't I just show you what to do and y'all go do it? Why do you have to continuously drag me into fucking mess?
yeah,
Do it, and it's a conflict of interest. It's a
yeah,
conflict of
yeah.
interest because then it does look like I'm being messy.
Right.
And that's why I made him say on his platform, "You need to tell the truth. Do we talk about mess? No. So why do you feel you need to do this? So then
Yeah,
you don't need me to help you because you have the formula. And guess what? I can love you from
yeah.
across the street, and that's all I meant.
Yeah, no, I hate it for Wiley because Wiley is still suffering from a EBT spirit. And so it's kind of like you can take the EBT from the girl, but you can't take the girl from the EBT. So he still got somewhat of an EBT conditioning. And so he still relies on those type of like low hanging fruit tactics. But it's I know how Wiley feels about you because me and Wiley have private conversations. And I know I've known Wiley for years, and he and I have had to come down the road too. But I have even come to like I know in my heart Wiley don't be meaning no harm,
I
especially
know
with
he
people
don't.
that
I
he's
know he
in
don't.
relationship with. But to your point, it is still messy. It is still injurious. It is still costly. So that still got to be accounted for.
And I
So
wouldn't even call it like I know your sense of humor like an
mhm,
EBT spirit. I know that. I wouldn't even call it that. I just feel like it's just a maturity thing.
yeah,
That's all.
for
That's
sure.
that's what I would say. It's a maturity thing. You got people here. We all got jobs, right? I don't go drag my boss. I don't drag the fucking CEO of YouTube.
Hmm.
That bitch can say delete. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't do that. Like, and I just feel like with black people, we feel that it's okay, and we feel entitled. Then thinking that somebody owed me something just because I'm black and I ain't gotta respect them, and we've lost the fucking respect.
Hmm.
We've lost it. And so for anybody out there, they always say, "Oh, you want to drag black people? So you want white people dragging y'all? That's what you want?"
It's because of conditioning, unfortunately. Like we are a conquered people in this country, and that's why we misbehave because we've always been treated poorly. And
Right.
so black people don't trust any system. Black people have have a frustration that's been unaccounted for because of the dynamics of
Because we are misplaced,
yeah,
and I get
and
that,
mistreated on top of that. We
and
misplaced and
mistreated,
mistreated.
and
And it
oppressed.
yeah.
There's a lot.
So
There's a
that
lot.
informs the way that we form relationships. It shows up in the way that we engage business, our interpersonal relationships. It's a real intergenerational transference of bullshit, and it's unfortunate because we're not this way because it's who we are. We are this way because of the circumstances and just undealt with, unhealed shit.
And let me tell you, conscious, like I can go so far back. Like I used to get upset at why we couldn't as a family growing up like celebrate a
Mhm.
birthday. Why was it so? Why did birthdays go away? Why did celebrating anniversaries go away? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I had to instill those principles into my personal family. But it goes like for me where I come from, like I never see people celebrating black people ever, ever. Unless they want something. Now, if they want something out of deal, yes, they celebrate.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And so, and I'm being and me trying to get on and learn my craft. Nobody fostered me from this goes back to my own family. Nobody fostered me But guess what? When my family pick up that phone and call me and say, Tasha, I need help, I don't ask no motherfucking questions. I know what I've been taught to just shut the door. Don't worry about them. They didn't look out for me. But if I'm trying to change the trajectory of our generational curse of what's been instilled in our ancestors and stuff, then it has to start with me. And so
So,
regardless of what my mama say or
mhm,
what my family say, oh, them niggas ain't never been there for you. They talk shit about you. It don't matter. It
yeah,
don't matter. Cause this is for my kids. My kids have to see me, doing what I preach.
yeah. So that's interesting that you say that, because I'm going to ask the obvious question. Whatever in you makes you be that considerate, and maybe it's because of everything that you just said previously, because you really understand why we show up the way that we show up.
Right.
Why is it, would it be a leap to also bring whatever compels you in that way towards your family, to bring it to these men who get on your radar, who you feel have something to give and to bring and to become in this industry?
Absolutely. But there has to be a formal respect though. They're not my family.
I'm going to be honest with you, Tasha K. I feel like, especially people who got something to gain from you, I feel like the way your conversations are probably set up in the background with Armon and Wiley was very like casual. I fully believe that if you really, really sat down with 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 either one of them and anybody going forward and really made yourself clear and really laid out that you are here to support them and you're going to stand by your word, but these are the rules of engagement and your boundaries, and if these things are crossed, there will be no stepping stone, that you will be like, if you really sat down and let people know that I really fuck with you and I am going to support you in this, I'm going to give you my word and it's going to show up through action. But if I feel like if you would be that black and white and clear and serious and they knew that you were for real, because I don't know if they know that you're for real. I don't know if they really ever felt like they ever walked away from a Tasha K conversation and felt like, wow, she's really offering me something. I feel like they heard you and the way you communicated was like very casual. So of course there was always like, well, of course I want to fuck with her, but at the same
But
time, it didn't seem that there was no real conviction. So
But it was
I'm gonna do
never
what I do.
casual. It was never casual with Armand. It was always business with him. Always. He called me. What
Mhm.
should my title be? What does my analytics need to be? How my thumbnail look? You coming on the show? You gonna help me get this story out? Absolutely. It
But
wasn't casual. You see what I'm saying?
But see, but even in what you just said, see, those are like isolated things. Like me being able to call you and get your support on the show or get your feedback is different from you saying, I fuck with you, I see something in you, and I personally am going to put myself in a position to get you to your next level. You
But
you make
but
yourself
that
available
was
to me
the
is different from
initial
that.
conversation. But what happens is,
Hmm.
and you know what? I do remember one situation, and I forgot to bring this up to him.
Hmm.
During that whole lovely tea debacle and stuff like that, that was like my
And it's about
first that
Mr.
was like my
Wiggins.
that was like my first I guess controversy really online.
Hmm.
So I remember telling him that I needed a mental break from YouTube to get my thoughts together. And I remember after I told him that, I had told Candace that. I told a few people that I was like, hey,
Hmm.
could you guys just give me some space? I just really need, because I was being pulled in 8 different directions and losing focus on what I needed to do for myself. So I was like, hey, I just need 45 days. And I usually take that 45 days to fast or to spiritually just cleanse myself or whatever when I get in too deep and I feel like I'm getting carried off in the different directions and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And
Hmm.
so I remember telling him that, and I was like, look, this is nothing against you. I just need a mental health break. And I remember like 2 hours later, he called back and he called again and he called again. And then he called me to tell me about some mess that was going down on YouTube. And I was like, Armand, I just told you I needed a break mentally. Please, whatever's going on, don't call me. And so that just kind of added to, okay, listen, emotionally, he's just too much. And so that kind of helped to aid in my decision with, okay, you know, I can love you from afar. I've done all I can do, but I can't be adding extra people's, you know, mess onto my mess. And that's what I was telling Wiley. It's the same shit.
So are you saying that he was calling you about drama concerning you and him, or drama that was just kind of surrounding you?
Drama that was surrounding me. And I
Okay.
was telling him, like, look, when somebody,
Yeah.
if you tell somebody, hey, I need a mental health break, this stuff is really beating me down, I'm drained, and they call you 2 hours later, and then they text you, why you not answering my calls? And then they call you again, and you like, what's going on? Because you think it's somebody dead, and it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so no, like I was that kind of that helped to aid, you know what I'm saying? And so as far as, first of all, I don't think I'm the gatekeeper of anything She Diaries, and I hate that y'all even say that. But let me tell you this, there's a reason for my success. I'm not out here beating down doors trying to work with nobody.
Right.
People come to work with me. And so if you want to work with me, these are my terms. People don't have to work with me at all. I don't need nobody to work with me. So y'all put me up here. I never said I was this. I'm just telling you what my boundaries are. Just like people have individual boundaries. You have boundaries on how people can treat you. But ain't no way you're gonna sit there. And you know what, as a woman, and I get it, that's probably why a lot of black women, you know, really cape for the situation and say, hey, you're this, you're that, you shouldn't have did him like this, is because a lot of black women are trained to take a beating from everybody and just forgive. Whereas I've gone through so much therapy, I don't take shit from nobody. Nobody.
I don't either, so I don't blame
And
you.
so we can really talk about that. We can really talk about that. So whereas a man can hit you once, first of all, a black man is not gonna stand here and disrespect me in no kind of light. I don't care if he's gay, whatever, straight, it doesn't matter. Armon is still a black man. And you disrespected a black woman that genuinely helped you. And so I do have a little bit more like, I am a lot harder on black men because I feel like the respect has been lost between black men and black women. And so I do hold black men to a higher standard. And at the end of the day, whether he's gay or straight, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you are still a black man. You are still the king that God ordained you to be, and you're not going to disrespect me.
All right. I do understand boundaries. I go through my own shit.
Yeah.
And I have to like tell my people like I have a fucking life. I have a nigga. I have a family. I have friends. I also need my sanity. And don't be sending me frivolous, dumbass shit about a bunch of dumbass, dusty bitches that I don't give a fuck about to begin with. Like, stop bombarding my life because you have the time for it. Like, when I want to see it, I'll see it, and I can find it and see it on my own and respond to it. But I also don't necessarily go off because I get it for them. And I wanted to say, like, did you ever consider that maybe Armon did that? Also, it was disrespecting your boundaries because you also told him, you know, don't do this. But do you think it also came from a place of protectiveness?
It came from a place of fear. He thought I was separating from him, and that's what he said. So it was more so like, and I can see that because the same thing happened with other creators with him. You see what I'm saying? It's like when he feels that there's some sort of separation, he comes harder. And that's just because he hasn't got a grip on his emotions. And when he does, I've always said this to Armon, you are going to be so powerful, but you got to control your emotions. At the end of the day, whether you're gay or straight, people still look at you as a black man. And there's a lot of black men that are gay out here in Hollywood that's fucking killing it. Every black man that I sit down with, Conscious, they can tell you if they've done fucking what do you call those things? Consulting with me and stuff. The first thing I go through with them is them knowing who they are and why America doesn't want to see them win. You see what I'm saying? And so once you get past that emotionally, you'll be able to do anything that you want to do without having to get validation from white people because you don't need it. Black people are the most sought after audience because if they can get black to buy, they can get the whole world to buy. So if you can get your own people to buy, Comedians do it every day. There's nothing you can't fucking do. And that's when they come to you and you tell them what terms. And so me, I've just set boundaries for myself. And I did that back then. And so he overstepped the boundary and I decided to just nip it in the bud. It was the perfect storm. And
Yeah.
so, like I said, I will never ever be on that same page with him again because he showed me who he was. And he's still that way. He hasn't changed.
I just hate it. I hate it for y'all. I hate that Wiley bit the hand that fed him. I hate
No,
it.
I didn't
I
feed
hate
him.
it.
Listen, I was just merely a stepping
I mean, but you know,
stone
like I just mean like in terms of
in Wiley's
you just being supportive, and now that support would be
journey.
from a
I'm just
very
a
much so far.
yeah, I'm just a stepping
Yeah,
stone.
that's what I
So
mean.
yeah, and guess what? Everything has its time and its season. Look, I just let my best friend go at 17 years. That's how that. Let me tell you something. When I tell you I have boundaries, I'm not doing certain shit no more. If I did this at 25, I'm not doing this at 40. And you're not gonna project your insecurities and your fears onto me. And
Yeah.
so I just have a very different way that I carry myself. And like you said, being very clear. I learned that. I learned that. And I've been very clear.
Yeah. 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 I just hate it, Tasha. I just do because I also and me and Mr. Armon had a conversation as well. Like I watched the situation that played out between him and T.S. Madison, and then I watched what happened between you and him. And I personally felt like there were some type of abandonment issues that kept
Yeah.
showing up in his relationship. I don't know because I don't know his story. I don't know why that would be or where it comes from. But that's also like what's sad about all of this is because you have a lot of young people out here once again trying to make something for themselves, and you also know how the Black community is with therapy. We don't do therapy, we do the church. The church was in place of the psychology and the therapy, and so we don't even be knowing half the time that we even have issues. We're just responding to our conditioning and living out our conditioning without even knowing what's what. And then you couple that with something like this, social media and all of this bullshit and pressure and complexity. And then you also have things you have to deal with as a person coming up and out inside of all of that. It's a lot. And to just be on your own and to be getting penalized and crucified and, held maybe to a higher standard that's not appropriate because of the situation itself, that people coming into this thing toe the fuck up. People coming into this thing traumatized. Like you are Dr. Larry Reed friends too. And you know that he's had a whole fucking maniac out here who, because he didn't get clear about himself, and you couple that with social media, all those issues are motivating the clout chasing of a lifetime. And social media doesn't vet any of that shit, and it's just wild to see. And I see talented people like Mr. Wiggins and Mr. Wiley, and I don't know. I just hate that the situation is what it is. I hate that Wiley don't have the resources in himself to understand the way he could have played his cards with you. And I hate that whatever contributed to you and Armon breaking down happened. And I just wish
Look,
we could just
everybody was
Iyanla all this shit. Like we all need an Iyanla.
Every interview that I do, people always bring up Armon because he's been so passionate about his feelings. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm just out here bringing him up. I don't do that. People genuinely ask because he has expressed his frustration, and I say the same thing. Guys, y'all beating a dead horse. I'm not gonna tell y'all how to react when y'all deal with people in y'all life. I'm sure there's motherfuckers in your life, Conscious, that people want to see you do well with, and you're just like, it's just not gonna work.
Oh, absolutely, the hell not. It's not.
You see what I'm saying? I know my boundaries, so if I put myself, knowing my mental health past, into this situation, I can't. I can't do this. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I
So that's the thing, like, and I don't wish no bad blood. You don't see me load up trying to defer people from going to his channel. I actually like it. I really
yeah.
do. I really like the cloud. I like the analytics because I don't go live a lot. So guess what? It keeps the search engine in my name.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as far as like me wishing him best, that ain't never me wishing him bad. That ain't never came out of my mouth. I don't
Yeah.
me putting down another person don't lift up nobody. I do the news just like every fucking news people out here. I just happen to do it just my way. And I'm sorry that it bothers people. Like
Which
you
is a
don't have
really
to watch.
controversial way, Tasha. It's a very
They
controversial way. Shut
yes, they don't have to watch. I don't beg y'all to watch me. You
yes.
see what I'm saying? Every
Yeah.
subscriber on there is earned. It's earned. So, I hate that y'all hate it, but guess what? There's a lot of people that don't hate it and they watch it. So it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I don't, whatever people say, oh, your cloud is gone. Guess what? Everything must come to an end. And I do know that I'm not going to be in this position for the rest of my life. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? It doesn't change my love for the craft. And so that's why we're building
Yeah.
um, studios and stuff so that we can put other creators in place to come in and do what they love to do, which is what I love to do. And what I
Yeah.
did, I had to build for myself. You see what I'm saying? And so, I understand. Listen, I'm 40 years old. I'm not gonna be fucking. Now if I could talk till I was 80 and 90 years old, absolutely, I'll be out here like Bob Barker, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I want to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my
Yes.
grandkids. One day, I
Yes.
want to live my life. And so,
Yes.
yeah, like that. That's
Yes.
the plan. So I hated that, I hated that you hated it, but guess what?
I'm gonna do some witchcraft and put y'all on the altar. I'm gonna get God
Don't do that
to.
now. You're gonna making me scared. Now don't do that. Now you be over there in Larry chat. Don't do that. You gotta pick a side now, conscious. Which side you gotta pick a
I'm on the side of
side?
wanting you to be the Black Messiah out here. I am.
Yes.
I am,
You
cuz.
gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a side. And listen, it was and when I tell you everybody has asked me to sit down with him.
Mm-hmm.
Funky Dineva, TS,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. It's not just you. So I don't want people to think that
Yeah.
it's my personal decision. Yes, we have mutual associates, and that's fine. But guess what? They ain't out here being messy, throwing my name in the title with him.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with that. Do what you got to do. But the moment I see them being messy, guess what? I'll have a conversation with them. I'm sorry. I wish you the best. TS are funky, but I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but to that point, TS and Armon have been able to come to a after all the things that they've been through, they've been able to squash
But they
and
had a very different relationship. They were actually close. They were in each other's houses. I never met this man. So you want me to give somebody a chance that I never met?
well, to T.S. Madison's point, shit, she didn't feel it was that deep with Armon either, even though he had been in her house, because a lot of people had been in her life and had dinner table. She didn't know that their relationship was being experienced on his end the way that it was, because on her, it was just like a casual association. So
Right.
she was wowed by how much, how invested he was. And
Yeah.
and I know why he was invested, because he was really serious about his business, and he was really serious about his career and his talent, and he
Now
didn't
listen,
want to
I
let.
can't be the only crazy person out here now that's done backed away from him. Now don't y'all be putting
No,
it on me like I done like I
of
didn't
course.
do
I mean,
that.
of course not. I mean, and the reasons are valid. I just also, just think that it, things can be worked through, even if you don't work through them with Wiley or
Oh, Wiley,
Amon.
Wiley is cool. Like Wiley Wiley can call Shaq. He can call my husband anytime he want to get, help and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
as far as the phone conversations between me and Wiley, that won't happen no more. Everything gonna be front and center on YouTube. Can't nobody say we talked or nothing like that. That's all I want.
yeah.
It's just a clear conscience.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's what I'm saying. So
mm,
I love him.
yeah,
You'll see me pop up on his platform, but we just ain't gonna be having no personal conversations.
got it.
And he will
Wow.
like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like, um, I don't have personal conversations with creators anymore like that. I
Hmm.
don't.
Yeah.
You
It.
know,
Yeah.
there's people, I have assistants now and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's got to be okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work with you personally, but other than that, everybody listen. This
Yeah.
is the blueprint. Here it goes. So, yeah. But no, I appreciate you like extending. I've always fuck with you and your content, whether you
Yeah.
drag me, whether you know what
You
I'm saying.
got.
It's just so real and you so funny. And I was always so mad that you never ever did that show with TS. I was so mad. I was like,
I wasn't ready at the time, Tosh.
I
I
know,
wasn't
but I
ready.
think you just needed a
I
little
wasn't
extra
ready for
pushing.
y'all level of like, cause I see what
Yes,
y'all
you
go
are,
through.
but you are ready, conscious.
I'm
You
ready
are
now
ready.
for it, but at that time, I was looking at what all y'all was going through. I'm like, yeah, when you get to a certain level, you can't even say shit without people just like it's people in the chat right now talking about why are you making fun of EBT? Bitch, you don't know what the fuck my relationship is to Wiley. Cause if you watch Wiley too, you would know
Yeah.
that he talks that way, that he has that level of humor. This is my friend offline,
I
unlike
just
you in
wish
the
people
viewer
wouldn't
bitch.
take. I just wish people wouldn't take these commentaries so fucking like
Yes, it's
relax,
just like
relax.
like bitches be in their feelings, be sensitive. You can't say shit. They serious. Can't nobody laugh. It gets so thick at the top, and I'm like, I ain't ready. I'm like, cause I gotta be able to talk my shit, cause I don't give a fuck.
No, you should have been because I even saw like how you would like prep your content and write it before you did it. You don't understand how many creators. I'm like, why do y'all get up and don't have your shit together? If you forget a name or something, that's okay, but at least you can refer back to the fucking details. Like, just have your shit together because you're gonna
Right,
lose viewers. You're gonna lose
right.
viewers. So,
Well, let me ask you this before we wrap. Like, even
okay.
if you gonna love Wiley, you're gonna fuck with him as an associate. Ain't gonna be no kiki, no personal nothing or whatever, and you just gonna continue to let that thing go with Armon. What are you gonna do about just the future of Tasha K and mentorship? Are there going to be more Storm and Rose?
Yeah, of course. I'm not turning my back on my people. I'm just
Okay.
gonna deal with it differently. So like they'll get classes. They won't get personal conversations like on the phone.
Mm,
So what we've talked about was doing like a 48-hour like boot camp and stuff where I just go to different cities and have creators come in and they, really go through the boot camp. They learn how to edit, they learn how to present content. Shit
mm-hmm.
that it took me years to fucking learn. They learn it in 2 days. And
Yeah.
there's just kind of one step in their journey. Not to say they're gonna get everything there, but it does give them an overview, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, of how to really do it and be successful. Because the bottom line is, I didn't have anybody sharing my stuff. I didn't have anybody. It was more so one video at a time. And I had to make sure that video was so fucking good that guess what?
Mm,
A regular motherfucker or a big motherfucker would be like, you know what? This shit is it. This
yeah.
shit is it. When I got the rest, let me tell you,
Yeah.
everybody thinks like, oh, it was Nikki that validated me. You know who validated me?
Who?
Erica fucking Badu.
What?
That bitch is a wino. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Tell, do tell.
She is a fucking wino. That is like somebody I watched when I was a kid. I was singing her songs, and to see her just congratulate me and shit, like it was like, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck? Like
Legendary.
that right there let me
Mm-hmm.
know, like, okay, I don't
I
give a
got it.
fuck. I
Mm-hmm.
can be on the New York Times. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. It was just Erica
That
fucking
was
Badu.
your personal marker of
Yes.
I'm that girl. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you look like she followed me. That's my happy moment. That's my happy moment. I got a lot of celebrities that follow me, but that's my happy moment right there. Like
Mm-hmm.
she don't we I don't need to talk to her to do that. Nobody asked her to reach out, and do that. But like she respect what the fuck I do. And most people do see past the bullshit that I put out to really
Mm-hmm.
get what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, should no other race be reporting on our shit but us?
I
I
agree with
really
that.
believe in blacks
Yeah.
governing their own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So
I fucking agree. Because it's a whole different culture. Like
yes,
it's
no,
a
can't
whole
nobody, don't
different
nobody know what it's
world.
like to be black.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck we go through. Our relationships are different. The way we have
Absolutely.
dinner is different.
Mm-hmm.
Our dates are different. Like, get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
man. Like, no. So,
Yeah. It
yeah.
should be a heavily black saturated market that is tailored to us, for us, by us. Definitely. For sure. I agree with that. Another question is, do you want to respond to some of these things in the chat? Because there's some people burning up in their
Sure.
spirit.
But I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't mind addressing people in the chat. Like,
Okay.
what they say.
Now, do you want me to read from the chat, or do you want me to drop the link and let them come up here and talk to you?
They can come talk to me.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I gotta tell them this. I ain't got no strength to argue now. My fucking chest is full of mucus.
And
Okay.
and
Don't
and
do me
because
like that on Christmas now. It's Christmas. Drag me tomorrow.
so let me give out this disclaimer. Because Tasha K is a guest on my platform, since she don't want to argue with nobody, don't come up here to argue with her. If you get to be in
I mean, we
Screamerella,
can
your
agree
ass
to
will be.
disagree. I don't mind people
Yes.
stating their opinion, but when I done seen them try to go in, and I can't. Like I told TS, I can't do the callers. I can't do it because
Yeah.
I ain't got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, let me drop the link then, because some of y'all have been thirsty as hell. Hey, Conscious crew members, what's going on? Y'all can come up here, ask Tasha questions, talk to her, she'll talk back. No bullshit. Okay, so the link is in the stream. Mods, if y'all can start circulating the link so folk can hit it and come up here and say whatever they need to say. Also, would you have a problem if Armon was to hit the link? Like, would you fly
No,
off
I
if
mean
he
we
came up?
already talked
Okay.
earlier. Like, yeah, we already talked earlier, but my husband don't
Okay.
fuck with him. So if he come down and he just like he was like, get the fuck off. Like, you don't understand. Like, my husband, regardless if he gay or not, that's another black man coming at his wife. And my husband don't do the
I get it.
YouTube beef. He don't do that. So, you
I
know,
totally get it.
yeah.
We have our first guest, Yusuf. What's going on, love?
It was good, Consciouztv. Hey, fam.
Hi.
I'm glad. Yo, I just clicked on randomly and I was like, yo, I was on somebody's panel. They bullshitting over there. Them motherfuckers get on my fucking nerves. Tasha K.
What's up?
Hello. It's nice to finally speak to you. I've always
Hi. What's your
supported you.
name?
I'm Yusuf from Ratchet Today Show.
Okay, nice to meet you. I can't see your name because the
Let me take
strip.
this down real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Yusuf.
You too, but I feel like we already know each other because we kindred in that way. We lived in Atlanta. There are a lot of rocks and formations and bodies of water that attract a lot of melanated people to the different states in the South. Conscious know about that.
Yes.
But here what's listen, Tasha. Now I've always supported you and loved you. I don't care if you go there, you go here, you always got the fucking exclusive. I never hated on you. I was always there in the beginning before you and Millie fell out. I was always over there and was building my channel at the same time, but I got a lot of strikes and I got a lot of channels deleted before I could run into any type of mentorship on YouTube. My interests lie more in the Black empowerment, the Black media, the Black representation, which can be a fine line to tread, and it's still a game of chess. And I have been transparent on my journey of working through my anger and things like that. But in the midst of that, anybody who had someone of non-Black do them wrong, they sent them to me and I drugged them. Ratcheteers sent me stories of Jeffree Star, two other white men who drug you, Tasha. I drugged those motherfuckers to a cave and set the rock boulder at the door and did not draw a hole in the top for the sun to come through, because of what they said about you. And before you could see it, I called you and left you a message and told you, I wish he would say that about you. I drug his ass. You didn't get the message. You didn't see when I drug the second one, because I know that you play chess. And I've been playing checkers and learning. I'll be honest about that. I lost my interest in pop culture because of my passion for our position in society, not overstanding the situation and assignment. So it's people like you who I could have used, and it's no way at all your responsibility. But when I think about the types of people that you tried to help and how they did you. I just could imagine what kind of friend that could have been indeed.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Yusuf,
Yes, sir.
and I also want to say hello to Winter. Hi, boo.
Hello.
Hey,
And I'm not
hi,
trying
guys.
to go on and on.
Hey,
But I
Hey,
left a message.
guys.
I drug the whites for you because I know you wasn't touching it because you got a brand, and I drug them for you.
well, let me ask you this question,
Thank you,
Yusuf.
Yusuf. I didn't see those videos, so if you
My
want
channels
to
are gone.
Oh,
huh?
somebody else
My
said that.
channels are gone now. I got a new one.
Okay, I'm gonna do one video, and I'm gonna teach y'all how to get y'all channels back.
Okay,
All
push
right.
through. Push through. Yusuf, I want to ask you a question. Then I want to go to Winter and Leroy. How do you feel like? Hold on. Well, before I say that, some of y'all who was talking shit in the chat, I wanted y'all thirsty asses to come up here since y'all was just burning up to get to just ask the queen what you needed to ask her. So the link is in the description box. I mean, it's in the stream if you want to get up here and talk shit. But how do you feel about? Do you feel like Wiley and Armon should have some redemptive quality in their situation with Tasha?
Yes,
And why?
I haven't paid attention to the whole situation, but I do think that they should always have some type of level of respect and regard for her because she is our YouTube Wendy. See, Tasha get on all of our nerves. Tasha, we love you, but you get on everybody's nerves for different reasons. But we still look past it and love you because you do be having the tea. And you've been here, and we remember you.
Okay. All right.
Period.
I want to go
Period.
to the Periana, to the Perrier. Winter.
Hey, Tasha. Hello, Conscious.
Hey, boo.
Hey.
What's going on?
I have been having my life all day long today. I've been in them chats trying to windmill, but Tasha don't need nobody windmilling for her. I'm telling you, you held your own today. But what I really wanted to say was I appreciate it. I think I called in earlier to Wiley's show and said this, but I really appreciated the conversation that you had with Armon today because all of the bravado and the ego, it was like dissipated, and it was just like him coming at you real, you know what I mean? And you coming at him real, like the perceptions, you guys had two different perceptions, whether it's personality or character, whatever it was. And I used to watch Armon, but the reason I stopped watching him is because it just became a little too toxic for me. And I was just like, it's fun in the beginning, but then once it goes on too long, it just became a bit much.
He's a hater.
But hearing you and him today, I really felt like that was needed. And I was like, good. Maybe this can be the start to a different way of communication. Not necessarily you got to be friends or all that kind of stuff, but just a different type of communication.
But Winter, thank you. And I do see you a lot in chats going off. And
I love
was
you.
like, the wino gang worse than the beehive, goddamn it. The beehive be dragging me. I said, but the wino, listen, they don't want to see the winos. So no, I really do appreciate your love and support. But I've tried to have that conversation with him, and I've called into his show to address it. He's clicked me off and hung up on me and said that I hung up. Like, but it comes a point, it's like where when a person got something in their mind, like it's like, why we don't have a relationship, so why would I fight to get through it? But I did see that he was emotionally invested and still invested, and so I've tried to have those conversations. So today was just the right time to have it. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't when I like postpartum, because I did have a conversation with him on Millie's show, but I was postpartum, like 3 months postpartum, like really going through it with my thyroid and stuff and having a baby at fucking 30, 37 years old, so yeah, but it was just, I could tell because by the way he was unraveling everything, it was like I couldn't even address it all because I didn't remember a lot of the stuff that he was saying. Not to say that it didn't happen, but I truly did not remember. And what I asked him was like, dude, so you expect me to read your mind? I'm not a mind reader. And I think that's where the breakdown was. Like, people expect me to be something that I'm not. And they can call it narcissistic or whatever. But let me tell you something. When you spend most of your life depressed because as a child you didn't have your family protecting you, you develop your character based off of your circumstances. And so me being emotionally invested in people going through therapy, I don't do that no more. And I don't pretend that I know what a person is going through. I like to have conversations. So like if you don't tell me, I'm not going to assume. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I can't assume
Right.
and I can't be faulted for that. Like because, oh, he's saying, oh, I was pouring into you. I didn't need him to pour into me. You're not my husband. You're not my best friend. You're somebody that I'm helping. I don't need that from you. But at the
Well,
same time, I understand where he was coming from because it could come off as I was rejecting him and I wasn't. But I didn't know his story. You see what
right.
I'm saying? So like now you're asking me to read your mind, and I can't read your mind. And then when I see you on your platform, blatantly just lying about things that happened, and you know that's not what happened, now I got a problem.
Yeah. I mean, it veered off somewhere, that was in territory that got really ugly. I'll admit that. Um, so from, like I said, from here, it should be what it is. It should just, this is where it stands. Everybody should know this is the story. This is where it stands. This is where it can end. As far as with Wiley, I'm really sad about that. Like Conscious is, because
Yes.
when I was watching Wiley, I was just saying, what the world is Wiley doing? But I think in his mind, he felt like, see, he's getting that pressure from on one side, oh, this guy, I got a history with him. But on this side, I met somebody that is willing to, like, help me through this journey. And, I don't know where in his mind it got so muddled, you know what I mean, where he couldn't really see a bigger picture. Like this wasn't personal. This was truly business. And I think because he is, younger than you, he may have did the same thing Armon did and
Hey,
got
can
like a
y'all hear
little
me?
emotionally invested.
Yes. Hold on, Winter. Hold on for a minute, boo. Yes, we can hear. We just lost Tasha. If you're still out there, Tasha, the StreamYard link is in the stream, boo.
Conscious.
Yes.
But
Why is it that we hear all of these good things about all of them individually?
I think Tasha's back.
Armon, we hear good things individually. Wiley, we hear good things individually. Tasha, we hear good things individually. But when it comes to their interactions with one another, it becomes a topic of social discussion.
Because their interactions become, because they all are titans in their own way, and it's just gonna lead to that. It's just gonna
But it's a
lead to,
mutual respect, though. Titans have a respect for one another. Like even with you, you are a titan after my own fabric. And I would never just clash or crash your shit. Now you had Tasha up here, and I was trying to tell her ass I've been dragging these ratchet C words for her. That was it.
Well, but that was a part of the conversation I was having with Tasha earlier, because I don't know how long you was here, but I was just saying that there's a lot of things that are contributing to the fallout that happens, because a lot of us, it's a lot of Black talent, like I was telling Tasha, that's on their own and don't have a lot of mentorship. You don't really know who to trust, and people coming in also with their own personal issues, and all that shows up in all of this. And so it's very complicated to take on new relationships and then couple that with an industry like this. And there certainly is going to be a lot of mishaps and a lot of ebbs and flows and dips and spikes. And it's going to take growth in a journey. And it's going to take somebody in a gatekeeping position to have the patience, because it will require patience. It will require almost a long suffering and a commitment. And I can understand for Tasha that you got to be in a place for that, because it is a responsibility, and she's got a family, she's got a marriage, she's got a business, she got shit going on, and and
everybody
so
can go.
Yeah, so it's sad, because I would have loved to see things work out between all of those content creators, because we don't have a Tasha K. Like Tasha K is one of the only people out here who's willing to reach in and say, I think you got it. And then willing to do the nurturing. And all she asking for on her end is make it easy for me to help you. Just make it easy for me to help you. That's
I'll
all.
do it,
Don't
Tasha.
have me in no bullshit.
I'll do it, baby.
Yeah. And I also know that I kind of interrupted Winter when we lost Unwind. So Winter, if you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
drunk. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm drunk.
No,
oh, you ain't got to drop. You ain't got to drop. You can stay up if you want to.
Oh, no, I don't know why I'm
I'm
just muting. Oh, I'm just muting, baby.
Oh, you just mute. Okay, all right. I'll continue on Wednesday, and then Leroy, I see you too, boo.
gonna just make this real quick. I just really, wish that things would have really turned out different with Wiley. I really thought maybe he could kind of like sit back and look at the playing field a little bit better, but it is what it is. You made your decision. It is what it is. We respect it. All right, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Winter. And the link is in. I do have some questions from the stream I want to ask Tasha. Leroy, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Consciouztv? How are you?
How you doing, man? I'm well. How are you? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well. I only have like a question for you and Tasha that I wanted to ask. I said in the dark. I just wanted to wait my turn. So I wanted to ask this question. By you and Tasha being such influencers on the platform, where do y'all see YouTube going in the next 10 years? And where do y'all see y'all platforms going in the next 10 years?
So next year alone for me will be a big year because I will be officially working for Larry Reed in PR and image consulting. And
congratulations, Conscious.
Thank you.
And he pay good. And he pay good too, Conscious.
Baby. And I also plan on I'm getting geared up for some auditions. I do want to get into reality TV. I do want to beat some hoes' asses on television. I want to act a plum fool and embarrass my grandmother and just leave an old ratchet spiritual legacy behind for myself. I have merchandise coming out. So in the end, I'm just looking to really entertain and to teach. In 10 years, I would just love to have a established business and have successful books and more so be teaching spirituality and metaphysics. Probably not so much entertainment driven stuff, but who knows? But yeah, I'm just willing to
too.
Huh?
I want to know what Tasha K as well.
Yes, to you, Miss Tasha. But she probably is breastfeeding her baby.
Right. And can I say all of y'all?
I've been broken from breastfeeding.
It's
been 7 weeks. We are 7 weeks clean. Yes. My
Tasha, it's some people who got who is breastfeeding their babies at 3 and 4 years old.
I'm not doing that. That's not me. I'm done.
Now don't be like Coco, Tasha.
No, you know what? You know what made me stop breastfeeding him?
Why?
He was out. He took out both my breasts when he was watching his cartoons, Little Coco Melon, one day, and then took his tongue and licked, like moved his head back and forth between both my titties and started licking.
No,
I said, you gonna get me put in the fucking jail? Like who?
I am screaming. Yeah, time to wrap that up for sure.
Your family is beautiful, Tasha K.
Thank you.
Your black family,
Thank you.
Kibi family is the shit. Kibi Studios and the Kibi family is the shit. And you know, I've been knew that. And you know, I've been up here and I've been seeing the different things, and I don't know who be falling out with each other. But I just wish that we could all get along, and that's just too much like right. You know how when something happen, these niggas be on the news, it be on every white news platform. But we start talking about stuff collectively as a topic, Tasha, they're gonna start saying, you stole my topic.
Yeah. Hold on for a second, you. So give me 1 second. So what's the guy's name at the end? I can't see his name.
Leroy.
I just see myself more so just, expanding my platform, developing shows and stuff. I really don't like to tell people what I'm doing because it is true spiritually. People will pray against that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural, just the way we operate, the yin and the yang in us. And so, but just, building on my production company, producing more shows and stuff like that. But I won't get specific. But as far
I got a quick question for you, Tasha, though. Quick question. Music. Kelly Rowland or Jasmine Sullivan? Who you got?
Who, say that again?
Kelly Rowland or Jasmine Sullivan? Who you got?
Oh, Kelly Rowland all day.
Over Jasmine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to feel my high legs. Period.
And look, I got every right not to like Kelly Rowland because my husband say he'll leave me for her.
Whoop.
Ooh.
Now that's a reason to not like the, you know.
Right, but I love Kelly Rowland.
What do you cook more? Do you cook American food or Nigerian food more, Tasha?
I cook American food, but I can throw down on some African dishes.
Ever share food? Would you ever share?
What'd you say?
Would you ever share yourself in the kitchen?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a little cooking show.
That would be very
Oh, we did it for
entertaining.
Thanksgiving and they dragged me so bad over that damn dressing.
That would be so entertaining, Tasha.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thank you, Conscious.
I think that's a good idea because we all have to eat. So I tried to find something that was a common denominator and leave from the harsh topics and to start doing things that were more lighthearted, and we all need food. So I love to throw down in the kitchen. And I was trying to do this segment to where we all go live cooking our dinner. You know, as many people want to hit the link, we go live and we all cook our dinner. It don't have to be the same dinner like a challenge. Everybody just cook dinner and chill and sip and just get ready preparing dinner for their family. And I've been trying to get that going for a minute over here. And I don't get a lot of traction because I talk about a lot of stuff that people don't want to talk about, Tosh. And so it'd be hard for me. Conscious, you know what I be saying. And so when Information Man get in on them kind of topics, I like to hit people's panels, but I try not to make the block too hot. And so it's just, I feel like I sacrificed my brand because I love us too much and we don't love ourselves. So then I lost my interest in pop culture. So I don't talk about this stuff.
What you smoking on over there?
I got some weed and some mugwort.
I can tell.
I got some questions I want to ask you too. I don't want to keep. I don't want to keep you here all night. I'm
gonna get down. Go ahead and finish your interview.
Thank you. I love you. I'll subscribe to your channel.
Oh, she's going to subscribe to you, Yusuf. She's subscribing tonight.
And the other guy, Leroy.
Thank you, boo. But yeah, just ain't nobody got no problem with you. I mean, I know I appreciate you over here for what you do because you stand for something. Just like Wendy stands for something for us all, you stand for something too for us on YouTube, especially.
Thank you.
Yes.
And love you, Conscious. I appreciate that.
I love you too, boo.
That's right. I'd have never talked to her ass.
All right.
I really like this. I gotta sneak and do it, but I really like being up talking. I'm a talker.
Yeah. Oh, but good. Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta rush you then. Some people do have some hard.
They're wrong. They got, them kids gonna wake me up in the morning.
Right.
Like at 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah.
Well, the paparazzi in the comment section had a few questions that I duly noted. Somebody wanted to know, why do you stalk and harass Mob Radio?
That's a question for real?
Yes.
Seriously.
They were for real. You can plead the fifth.
I don't stalk or harass Mob Radio. What the fuck? No, I don't do that. And what I've said to Mob Radio has been very public, and we've left it at that. Okay. And Mob Radio is a Black woman, strong in her own voice, and she's never had a problem speaking her mind on whatever it is that I've said. But ain't nobody got to stalk and harass nobody. Like this got to be a child that asked that question. It had to be a child.
Look, when I told you that it was some people burning up to ask you some things in the chat, these were some of the things that they was burning up to ask. Another thing somebody asked stated is that you only dropped Armon and Wiley because you can't control them. How do you feel about that narrative?
Well, obviously I can't control them. So I mean,
right, obviously. Clearly, that can't be the case.
No, like they too grown, man. I just want to separate myself from the mess. That's all.
Yeah.
They platform is what they do. But if you're gonna associate with me, like I don't, it can't be a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, well, that just makes sense. Like I think you laid out a eloquent reason for why, and all people need boundaries.
When I saw them dragging Wiley today,
Yeah.
And then, just really, I saw what was going down on Stationhead. I had to create me a little account. I said, what the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
bad.
I ain't
It's
even know
bad.
Stationhead allowed all that shit.
It's a debauchery. It's like the audio version of Twitter. It's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
that
what
goes
it is. I said, them
on.
niggas be going hard in the paint over there.
Yes.
I said, God damn.
Somebody else wanted to know, and I see my boo Jay Dunn up here is do you think that the situation with you and Armon, do you think that misogyny played a part or patriarchy played a part in, I guess, the way he responded to you at times? Or do you think it was about something else?
In what terms? You mean like before?
I assume that they asked, like, do you think he thought, I guess, because he was a man, that that he should have been entitled to you emotionally, your resources, etc. Or do you feel like it wasn't for him more so probably about that, but just I don't know what you would have thought, but
No, I think the way he is in general is just what did it. So I don't really see him as misogynistic. I don't. Yeah.
okay.
I never thought about it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now we have the last done up here, our screenwriter. What's going on, boo? Are you on mute?
Yes, I was muting myself to wait my turn. Hey, Conscious. Hey, Tasha K.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. So my question that I put in the chat was, because you were speaking of your production companies here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta as well. And I was curious, are y'all taking like unsolicited film or documentary ideas at this particular point?
Yes, but you gotta submit it a different way, because I ain't nobody finna get up here saying I done stole nothing. So there will be some NDAs involved on both parts, so nobody can say somebody took my idea.
Okay.
And you do understand the meeting is not the meeting, but a deal is not guaranteed. So what happens is, like, you'll meet with my husband and his producing team or whatever, and so they'll kind of go over and see if it's something they want to pick up. I'm gonna be honest with you, in the past we haven't had much luck, because a lot of screenwriters that are coming into the business don't understand the business, and they have these high expectations, and no one knows how a movie or a project is gonna go. And so it's some rules to it. But yes, if you just send me an email, do not send me that project, and I'll have them set up a meeting with you to discuss it, but NDAs will be discussed first.
Okay. And in the private chat, because I already have a website with my own published stuff already up.
Now, why you
And
do
I
that?
just put
Tyler Perry out here stealing from black creators like you. Why you do that?
Well, I just put it back here to network with both of y'all up here. Because I have stuff that's already done. And my website is really just to solicit myself as a screenwriter. And I do have my own independent team. However, they are still in New Orleans, which is where I moved from.
Okay.
So I moved from New Orleans to here. So most of the people that I filmed with are out there.
Do you write projects? Like, can people pay you to write projects from scratch?
Yeah, I can write treatments. I've done actual feature-length films. I do shorts.
Have you written documentaries before?
I'm actually working on one now. And that's one of the things.
What's your turnaround time?
Sometimes it could take about a month, because I do work as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's not a problem.
I guess it would just,
and you're a black woman too, so I mean that's even better, because the people who are working with us now are white screenwriters, and to have someone black on the team would be absolutely amazing. But it's just been hard, trying to get people to understand how the business works. And so I know definitely my husband would want to do business with you if you do write solo projects. Like, if we give you the idea and write it, absolutely, he wouldn't mind working with you and paying you to write some stuff.
Okay, and then also with the documentaries, it also does depend on how much research is needed for it, but typically I can do stuff within a month, maybe a month and a half.
All right, that'll work. So I do know we were looking for, well, we are, not were, we are looking for a documentary writer. We were having some trouble because the particular documentary we want to work on, white people don't generally follow this type of material. So yes, just hit me in my DM real quick tonight. I'll answer it. I'll go through all my new DMs and I'll answer it. And just I'll go ahead and get you over the information so we can just start our emails and go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for allowing me to network.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate
it. Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank y'all. Have a good night and Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas to you, boo. See how the CTV platform is putting people on, baby. We getting people employed and stuff, honey. Don't mess with the platform. Now, I got a question, Tasha.
Yeah, what's up?
Why did you turn around and unfollow everybody and then some on Instagram? Because you was following my Instagram page like a year ago.
I think because I was following a lot of old pages from that was just like messy. So I had so many people that I was following because when I started at Instagram is when I first started. It was that Instagram that I turned in from my personal one. So I just kind of wanted to clear that up. But I apologize. I've been following people back when I realized I'm not following them.
Okay,
shit. So yeah, I'll follow.
I'm gonna need my refollow.
I got you.
Now, how you feel about the Wendy Williams comparisons? Like, do you like? Is that a standard for you?
I understand it, but I don't like it. I hate it.
Why?
I'm trying to be. I'm Tasha. I ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be like nobody else. Like what Wendy did is, what Wendy did. And I hate when people compare me to her. I'm not a fucking crackhead. Like
what
the fuck? Like why y'all do me like that? I'm not. No, I'm very sane.
I don't think they're comparing you to that part of Wendy.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
But I get it though. I get it. But I don't like it because I'm Tasha.
Would you take the same leap that she did in terms of going to mainstream TV, or do you not want to do that level of politicking with the industry?
Well, mainstream TV is now digital TV. So it's changed in terms of how it's done. And the deals that they brought me, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a slap in the face because what people don't understand about Wendy's deal, even though she came from the radio and Wendy had a lot of popularity, Wendy wasn't making money when she was on the radio like that. It wasn't until she got her TV deal, and it took her 7 years to flip that and actually see a return. So she was working on salary as the host of her own television show until she was able to buy back the rights. You see what I'm saying? So it's still her show. But as far as the production companies and the networks, they're still operating the way that they operated when they were giving people like Wendy Williams deals. And so the contracts that I've gotten are like they need my IP. Why would you take my IP? You see what I'm saying? You're not developing me from scratch. Why would you take my IP? And then I got to fight to get it back. I just saw Steve Harvey lose his IP to Steve Harvey, and that's why he can't use Steve Harvey on television. He can only use Steve now because he gave them white people his IP. So I just it just didn't work out. And I've had 4 deals. I've turned them all down. And that's probably why they ain't coming to me no more, because they just can't come to me with no bullshit. Like, no.
Yeah. Wow. But
why would I leave this to go take a salary? And I don't get a salary here. I give out salary. So what I need for them to give me, and I know it's gonna take them a minute to do it, is I need a distribution deal. And YouTube right now has the best deal on the table besides my regular channel. They are very interested in their original platform with me. So, and they have been really good about understanding what I want. And if I do give somebody, if I do sign for anybody, it will be YouTube, because this is how I built.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you something about, damn, what you just said. Shit. When I go to my so what I was going to say is that's crazy that Steve Harvey just lost his shit because Beyonce said that the best advice that Oprah, Blue Hair Magic Grease using rent free ever gave to her was the fact that she told her, bitch, own everything. Own everything. Own your name.
When they
that's where your power gonna be at.
They can put you the fuck out of business, and that's just how it go down. And they can do it digitally too, but you know, I follow FCC guidelines when it comes to how I market digitally. So because they can still do it. They can take down your Instagram, they can take down your YouTube, but if you follow guidelines, they won't do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just, you know, that's the best way to go. And I know a lot of them was coming to me because I was fucking up a lot of money for their artists and stuff like that. So they was like, give his bitch a fucking deal. But when I didn't bite, I mean, I kid you now, I'll never forget this. It was Discovery. It was a production company that was making content for Discovery. This is like maybe 2-3 years back. And I remember the white man came to me. He was like, oh my God, I've been watching you. You're amazing. You're like the fucking mouth of the South. I was like, what? Like, and I've seen everything that's been going on with Cardi B, and I just like, this, you fucking got it. Like, I could not. I wish I could make this up. I could not make this up. Like, this shit was so. My husband, I sit there. He was just like, it's just brilliant what you're doing. Everybody's talking about you. Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna give you a deal so fucking good, you're not gonna be able to turn it down. He come to me, right? He right out of Hollywood. He produced some big people now. He right out of Hollywood. He came back with a deal. I looked at the deal. My husband looked at it. My agents, they was like, nah. He was so fucking mad. He was like, you know you're not gonna be shit out here. What? I swear to God, I'm the only fucking person that can really make this shit happen. I've been doing this 30 fucking years. What? I'm like, dude, you call me the mouth of the fucking South, and you're a white man. Like, what the fuck? Like, right. And then your deal was pennies. You wanted 85% of my IP. Ooh. Like, no. Yeah. But that shit was funny as fuck. But let me tell you, like, when people say, when you see this shit on TV, it's real. That's how they come at you all the time. All the time. But that shit was funny.
But that's crazy. No, but that's crazy how he literally tried to play in your face with that deal. Like, but see, that's what I was saying earlier. These institutions, they know that most of us are coming out of not knowing what's going on. You wasn't one of those people, obviously, which is why you was able to clock all that shit at the beginning. But the average Black talent with no type of workshop, they don't have no type of intellectual, no type of professional, no type of academia behind what's going on in the industry, they would sign these deals. They will sign their names away not knowing how horrendous that will be for their future. Look at all of P. Diddy's artists.
Yeah. And I mean, I learned a lot too working in radio, because a lot of your favorite radio personalities, they weren't making no money at all. They weren't making shit. Like, people you looked up to every day, even Wendy wasn't making shit. They had big names because they know how to work that platform, and it took them a lot longer to make a dime. It took me a year to flip mine. You know what I'm saying? Because of, you know, digitally what's happened. You know, but yeah, people, it's not like it's turned out to be. People are out here hustling. You got artists working 9 different fucking jobs just to kind of keep money going in. They can't do shows, so they got to make money from different avenue streams. And then, you know, not everybody's the Kardashians. Yeah. So they got to work twice as hard.
Absolutely. 3-4 times as hard. Yeah. How do you feel about what Charlamagne was able to do with his business?
I don't been able to do it, but we're watching. Okay. Just all right. Charlamagne is trying to build out something, and it's like, let me be honest with you. Like, as far as what happened with Charlamagne and that girl, like, I had privy information onto this before everything came out, so I already knew what the fuck went down. That's why he never came after me with no lawyers, because he knows that I fucking know. But as far as what he's doing, I feel that situation has changed the Charlamagne that everybody once followed, and now he's right. I see that. And now he's trying to turn into this corporate magnet, and it's not working for him. And I saw him do something that I've never seen anybody do on television, and I'm like, you still growing. You can't attack a president, not the first black female president. You can't do that. And it's like, I just feel like, once he gets through this, we'll see where he goes. I'm not hating on him or nothing like that, but I don't see it working. And when you start attacking the president, not even you don't even have white journalists that fucking attack the president, but you can't disrespect the first black vice president, and she was the first black appointed president female ever when Joe Biden went under a colonoscopy. Like, so she's like, this is history. That's like you attacking Harriet fucking Tubman. You can't do that. And so it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes. And you know what? To y'all, she may not be black, but she's as black as we gonna get since fucking Michelle Obama, because she was pure black.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, she's a woman and she's a minority. And she did it before any white woman did it, because
white America looks at her as black simply because of her skin tone.
And let's be honest, and white women were the ones that moved blacks out of fucking oppression. Because they were tired of not having fucking civil rights as white women to white men. So whether people want to agree or not, the woman is a woman of color, and you can't do that. And so it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes.
It is. It certainly is. Yeah. Now, speaking of interesting, I want to know, how in the hell do you feel about your personal safety? Like, do you live in a damn fortress? Like, like, do you be shook to just go get some ground beef from the local Piggly Wiggly and things? Like,
people see me out all the time. No.
Listen, what keeps you from being afraid? Because they surely wanted to whip off in Wendy's ass at different points in her career.
Well, in the day. I'm sure they want to whip off of my ass, but ain't nobody tried it. So,
but what do you tell yourself? I mean, like, how do you?
I don't tell myself shit. I ain't never been scared of nothing. I never. But I was always the smallest in class, dropping bitches. I don't care. Like, I ain't never been scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, that is the least of my worries. Like,
but why, especially in a day and age where people are literally crazy and they're killing people they love, yet alone, people like us.
I mean, I guess because crazy people don't tell you they're crazy. And I don't know if you know where I'm going with that. Like,
yes. Yeah, I do.
It's the motherfuckers that ain't talking that you need to worry about. Motherfucker on the internet talking shit, that's where you at.
Right.
But people that's really about this life don't get on the internet to say it. They just do it.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. So no, I ain't scared of nothing. I be at the local Publix and Piggly Wiggly around the corner too. So no.
Now, does your husband have the same attitude about safety?
He don't give a fuck. Like, y'all, man, I wish sometimes Shaq was put his personality out there more, but the winos have seen it on the app. This nigga can give two fucking shits. I'm telling you, it's not. People think that it's like that, but it's not like that. I actually have a lot of alliances. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like, I had a particular gang call me when I called out a situation, and I don't fuck with gang members. I don't do that. But when they call to say thank you, and we know that what you're saying is true because we've seen it, and you good out here, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. I'm like, well, I've never asked you for nothing, but I appreciate it. I think as long as I stay real and true to myself, like, I'm not gonna have no problems. Like, OTF Duty Low, like, and his people, like Dirk and them, even though I've dragged Dirk on my platform, Dirk has a major respect for what I do. You see what I'm saying? And when one of his artists got called out for some literally bogus ass allegations, I wasn't afraid to speak up about it. Not because I'm trying to get into good graces with them, because let's be honest, regardless of what these men do, like, it's just certain bullshit that motherfuckers just need to take a step back and think about. Like, come on now. Welding screws together.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I was just like, come on. So you mean to tell me the little boy, he found the screws after they were welded and put it in his ass, and you did not see any anal trauma in a little boy, and you didn't take him to the doctor? Girl, get the fuck out of here. Tell me he had diarrhea. Oh my God. Like, it was just so much to that. And so
what do you think about her claims of having surveillance of him going out into the backyard and burying the screw? Or
I'm not saying what the little boy is saying is wrong. Kids got imaginations. Yeah. But you're talking about, like, there's video of him saying it was this person. Right. It was this person, mommy. It was this person. And she's like, well, we can't say it's that person. We can't say it because of this. So tell me who it is. Well, he told you who it was. But my thing is, there's no child on this earth that's going to be able to take screws being welded up their anus. Right. Come on, Conscious. Right. You're part of the LGBTQ. Can you take screws weld up your ass?
No, I don't. I barely take a dick weld up my ass.
I'm telling you, I know so many gay men that don't even get penetrated. You understand what I'm saying?
Period.
Because it hurts. I'm a woman. I've been penetrated like that. It fucking hurts. Yeah. There's no way a little boy that size is going to be able to take sharp screws being welded in his ass and not have any trauma anally without having to go to a doctor. And if he went to a doctor,
and without you noticing as his mom, he don't have any blood stains in his underwear, you're not noticing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was like, girl, that's why the police ain't did shit. You don't think they want a nigga like OTF Doodle Low fucking locked up? He's a gang member. You don't think they want that?
All right.
Well, I don't know if he a gang member. I just know he hang with Dirk and them, and you know them niggas. You know how they roll. I don't know what kind of gang. I ain't never seen that, but I'm just saying these. Excuse my French. You know these crackers want him locked up. So you think they wouldn't have hesitated to arrest this man?
Right. Yeah. Well, I kind of knew she didn't have a case because of how long after the alleged incident took place. Because any evidence that would have been there is it's practically dissolved now.
But if you have anal tears, penetration, they'll be able to tell. Like when I was penetrated when I was 5, they was able to tell that my hymen was broken. Like there's a protocol, and there was no protocol done. And so the little boy just got an imagination. He probably done overheard some adults talking about that shit, but come on now, like, there's no way anybody's gonna have a child and their child is gonna be able to go through that, and you're not gonna know that he was penetrated anally with screws and not see that he has any like tears or fissure tears and stuff like that. It was just bullshit.
Well, let me tell you this, Tasha. This gonna sound crazy, but I'll never forget this. My younger brother was about 6-7 years old, and he had came in the house. We had been outside playing or whatever, because we used to be some rough niggas back in the day. And I don't know what led to my stepfather. I think he was cleaning my brother's nose because his nose was running. And do you know that my brother had a 6-7 inch screw lodged up his left nostril, and it was just sitting there.
What the?
And my brother had been bouncing around all day, had not said nothing about this damn screw, how it got in his nostril, and only found it not because he was in pain, not because he was experiencing discomfort, but because he had a runny nose that led to my stepfather checking his nose and found a damn screw and had to take him to the ER.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's just protocol when shit like that happened. And I guarantee you, she had to taken him to the emergency room when this alleged incident happened. They would have launched she wouldn't have been able to take that boy home, because Children, Family, and Services would have been down there asking questions. And somebody would have had the answer to why this little boy got has been penetrated anally, and why screws, because he would have been torn.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he would have he just would not have had diarrhea. He would have
diarrhea, that's a stomach virus.
Right, like he would have had sensitivity when he would defecate. It would have been obvious. He would have been like, he would have had discomfort. Totally.
And what type of, and I'm not trying to be funny, but what type of mother doesn't, like, if my son has diarrhea, my daughter has diarrhea, and it lasts past 48 hours, they going to the fucking hospital. Like, it's just, it is what it is, because they can become dehydrated and stuff. Like, I don't play those games. And so you didn't take them to the hospital, but you sitting up here taking lie detector tests, but you should have taken them to the fucking hospital.
Right.
You should have took them to the fucking police, but you talking about you want to, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
It's a lot. So like that, it just goes to show, like, people have always, I've had, these niggas be gangsters, like, and they be like, yo, we respect what you do. And I don't have no problems. That's why people trying to go legally to try to get me, taken down. But it don't work. My shit's still up, but it don't work.
Tasha K.
I'm just saying. What are we doing here at this point? Like, but I'm here. So, but
yes.
Yeah.
Another question. What the fuck did I write here? What is this?
Three more questions, and I'm gonna take my ass to bed, because these kids gonna be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Especially my daughter. I need an iPhone, so she can't wait to get her hands on that fucking iPhone.
Oh, I ain't mad at it. I want an iPhone too. I knew
she had an 8, so she been wanting to upgrade, but she closed the semester with straight A's in all honors classes. So
like they on iPhone 3000 now. She definitely needs top that for her. What I'm curious to know, like, what type of resources do you have at your level on YouTube? Like, what is the background like? Like, can I what? Can you call these hoes directly and say, get my shit together?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that's fair that only y'all have access to stuff like that and we don't?
Well, they give you, I think, like, when you hit like 100,000, you're supposed to get like a channel manager. But I had a channel manager for a long time. But then when you become like a premier creator, like, and they, you could just the fucking YouTube be watching the YouTubers. They be in the mess too. You'd be surprised how many, like, them little white boys, them little geeks. Oh my God, Tasha K. Like, you just fucking drag that bitch. I'm like, yeah, take this strike off.
You know what?
Yeah. So,
that is not fair, Tasha.
No, but I can't make it what's fair. But listen, I've always used whatever resources I had to make sure other creators, if they reached out to me, were not affected. So
you definitely have done that. Like, you have passed the game on to a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm like, come on now. Like, don't be doing that. And I gotta tell people, you gotta follow rules, because YouTube ain't trying to get no more lawsuits. Like, they got so many fucking lawsuits. So they'll take it down. They'll take it down and ask questions later. That's what they do.
One more question related to that question is, you ain't got to tell your direct business, but people, what does your Google AdSense check alone look like? Like, where is it at?
It varies.
So on average,
man,
nothing else but a Google AdSense. Like, just what?
I do extremely well. But remember, I pay people and they get salaries. They don't get,
of course.
They get full salaries. We about to start offering medical insurance. So
you just told all your damn business right there. If you got people on full salary from your Google AdSense check alone.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God. Wow. And Tasha, you wonder why these people out here fucking to get to the top and selling their friends out to get to the top.
No, I ain't sold nobody out. I reported my story. I reported one story at a time. That's it. So
cool. Okay, so that's the other question. Has there been any other content creator that's been kind of like a resource for you in your journey on YouTube?
Funky Dineva.
Okay. When did you find them? Like, at what stage in your career did y'all intersect?
I can't remember. I don't remember, but it was when I had like it was probably like 100,000. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's my mentor. Shit.
Oh wow.
People don't know that, but yeah, anytime I have an issue, he the first person I call. So he's always been there for me.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Funky Daddy
Yeah.
Diva. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for being up here. I wasn't expecting you to hit the link, but it's been a wonderful exchange. And I
Thank
think
you,
this is our first
I had
time really
fun.
having a one-on-one.
This
So
was so therapeutic. You have no idea.
yes, well,
Seriously.
I'm glad it could be. I really like you, and I love your spirit. I hate that things didn't work out with those two young men, but I'm happy to know that there will be more of that with other people in the future. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, of course. So,
Yeah.
and YouTube already take 50%, J Don.
Yeah.
Shit, they take 50%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he trying to say that they don't, but they take 50%, but it doesn't hurt financially, and I get it because they the ones out here getting the ads and stuff.
Right.
So, you know,
They taking 30% of super chats. I mean, YouTube
yeah,
just
like
be
it is what
dragging
it
it
is. I
though.
mean, trust me, when I've developed my app, they called a meeting with me. Like it was four YouTube heads. They was like, are you leaving? I said, no, I'm not leaving. I said, you know, I'm just making sure that whatever we invest in, we get our money back on that. So that's why I got the app. And they was like, well, can we leave some of the content? I said, listen, my celebrity gossip will always remain on my main platform. I'm not leaving my audience, you know, but my more exclusive stuff, when we go fly and we take our team and fly people in, that shit costs money. And y'all decide y'all want to demonetize it. Well, it won't ever get demonetized because it's on the app.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, they weren't happy about that because they don't like their creators going off platform.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I heard that your website is slaying as well. Like,
yeah, it's nice. It's my husband surprised me with that. I had no idea he was developing that shit for months.
yeah, he took that shit to the next level. Like
He
that's what
did.
it
He
is,
really
man.
did. I was like, damn, just like the studio. He surprised me with the studio. I was like, you just, you know.
Tasha, so why you ain't giving the girls no tutorial on good punani? Because you done cop the whole husband who with
I
all your
tried to,
shit.
but they don't listen to me. They want to call me Bootsy and stuff because I don't be putting myself out like these other girls, like wearing a weave down my back and got my ass done and a BBL. I don't do that kind of stuff, and my marriage is very sacred, so I don't put it out there. I mean, I think we just did it. He ended up sitting down with Slim Danger, and we started talking about marriage, and we discussed a lot about our relationship, and so I mean, people don't want to listen to
Good.
the.
Child, to be honest, y'all are the real goals out here. Like y'all the real relationship goals out here.
Yeah,
Because
I
like you
mean,
said,
I wouldn't even call it goals. Like we go through shit just like
of
every person,
course.
but it's the way we handle it.
But
We don't
y'all
ever
make
go
it
to
through
bed.
that shit y'all go
We
through.
don't ever go to bed mad. I would
Mm-hmm.
never open my mouth to disrespect this man or
Mm-hmm.
ever try to make him feel like he's not the king that he is. And so I believe in in our group of mutual friends,
Yeah.
we they do tell us like, wow, I wish, my wife would talk to me like how Tasha talks to
Mm-hmm.
you. Cause, I'm gonna be honest with you, black women, I grew up in households like that where
Mm-hmm.
women disrespected the man, and it's
Yeah.
like, why?
Mm-hmm.
I would rather
Yeah.
just leave. If I gotta go there with you, I'll just leave. But
Yeah.
African men are built a little different, and so
Yes.
they
But
command.
you got a man, Tasha. A lot of those women had boys. Your
Yeah,
man
and
is a
that's true
man
too.
in
And
his
I
marriage.
listen, I've dated those boys. Shit, I
Yeah.
just outed one the other night on my platform, and I was like, I lost my virginity at 18. That nigga burnt me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. Like I know what black women go through with American black men. I fucking know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, ain't nobody tell you to choose them because the woman chooses.
Yeah.
They say men choose, no, women choose. Because when you decide to open your motherfucking legs, you taking whatever bullshit he got with him inside of you, and that's just what it is. And if I'm gonna put my life at risk, I just, I just live a peaceful life, and it ain't nothing my husband can't come talk to me about. It ain't, and it's vice versa.
We need that out here because we live in a country where 70% of marriages is failing and divorce. Black women are struggling in the dating pool. The shortage of quality, loving black men are of a rare
And that's
find.
because
They need
listen,
you, Tasha.
because black women aren't realistic when it comes to relationships. You want something that you're not able to provide for yourself. You want somebody to respect you, but you don't respect yourself. You want somebody to have this, but you don't have it for yourself. So I always hear that all the time. And that was never my issue. Like when I meet a man, he has to stimulate me mentally. I don't give a fuck what your pockets say. Trust me, I dated guys with money, you know. And when I tell you, it's just the level of entitlement because they're used to getting what they want because they have money, and women are just willing to do anything for men with money. And I just always had standards for myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just.
It's sometimes we on microphone, Tasha.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Is this better? Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
that's
I put
better.
it on
That's
my
better.
knee. No, but like I just feel like black women just have a lot of just unrealistic expectations. There's a difference between having standards and unrealistic expectations. And you know, when I hear them say, "I want a man with 6 figures," but you don't make 6 figures, so how would you manage the 6 figures if you were to stay home?
So does that mean that you agree with everything that Kevin Samuels is teaching to black women?
I agree with his message. I don't agree with his approach sometimes, but that's his platform. Yeah. So, and I mean, we trust me and Kevin talk a lot behind the scenes. Like I see it because that has been. I've always wanted to connect with a person spiritually, not necessarily. Are you in the church? I'm in the church, but
that's my problem, Tasha. He don't teach any of that element of really.
Because he's catering to women who come on his platform and say they want a man with money. So guess what? You want a man with money. This is what a man with money wants. And it's true.
But every man also, including Kevin Samuels, knows that even the women saying that because they are literally women are also expecting romance, intimacy, trust. Like he should know that that's all, like that's just, you should naturally assume that that's all, clearly that's also what women are expecting. Yes, they're going to say, I want a man with a big dick. I want a man who makes 6 figures. I want a boss. Clearly also women are also not saying that, with the exception of not asking for all the other things that make love beautiful.
And that's my thing. Like, I've never been superficial when it comes to dealing with people because I've always been a hard worker and I've always known that I make my own money. And so, and I will make my own money and I don't need to depend on a man to do it, but I don't need to put a man down either to put myself up, to make me, to make him, you know, make myself feel better or on the same level as a man. And to be honest with you, I'm not on the same level as a man. And that's physically, because there's a lot of things out here we need men for. Okay. And that's why a lot of the women are more butch, because they're trying to fill that role that we can't physically fill because we're not men, and vice versa.
So
Men are not
that women
women.
trying to do that, or that men are just weak as fucking not doing their job and women just having to actually
No, but
pick up the slack?
that's some men. Like, that's some men. I don't even think, I think women want men and they're not mentally and spiritually ready to accept a man. I hear so many nice guys say women don't like nice guys. That shit is mind-boggling to me. That shit is like, and it's true because
That's
they
not
don't.
true. That's not true.
It's true. No, listen, it is so true. Any woman that I've met or talked to, they want the nigga that's flashy. They want the one that's commanding the attention. They all want the same man. So if you all want the same man, you all can't have the same man. You got to share the same man. And it's only, and it's not the best man. And meanwhile, Joe Blow is over here. He may not be as flashy. He may make decent money, but that's not necessarily gonna say he ain't gonna make the kind of money that you want. But I think women feel like that's building a man, whereas people have to grow together. That's not building a man. People have to grow together.
Yes. It's a relationship, a journey.
Yeah, you grow, he grow, but you coming into a situation wanting to claim ownership, and this man don't work to get where he's at. If you've worked, and the same thing goes for women, they don't work to get where they at. They don't just let anybody in there to get it. What makes you think he has to accept that shit and you are not accepting it? It's the same shit. And I'm not saying all women, Della. I'm not saying all women. I said some women. I'm not saying all women. I'm saying some women.
So what you think about this? I don't think that is that black women don't want nice guys. I think what black women don't articulate, because they just don't know to articulate it, is I think a lot of nice guys don't necessarily come off as, don't have the level of masculinity that black men find attractive. And I think if nice guys had that level of not a toxic masculinity, but just a very obvious, in your face, left brain type of masculinity, that Black women would be completely happy with the nice guy who don't want to cheat. He want to be under her. He want to take care of his family. But I think women, a lot of the so-called good guys are very soft-spoken. They're very docile. And that feels too lesbianic and familiar to women who already are looking for a contrast to that energy, not, you know.
I disagree, because you'll be surprised how many nice guys get like just fucking, you know, dissed for the flashy one. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, let me put it like this. Every woman, and I'm gonna say this, mostly every woman in this world, white, Black, Asian, Hispanic, want Black men. So you got Black women, Asian women, Hispanic women, whatever, white women, all competing for the same fucking man. Nobody takes a step back to say, okay, if everybody going this way, let me go this way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what about over here? So if everybody's coming for this particular type of man, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find a man. Most people, realistically, and this is what mind-boggling too about, you know, a lot of Black women that say they can't find men. 80% of couples meet at work. So you mean to tell me in your whole workplace, you can't find a husband? You can't find your partner? Because y'all both have something in common?
But look at what you just said. And that goes back to my point. Most of those men in those corporate spaces, because we know that white male patriarchy makes Black men submit in those corporate spaces. So even those Black men are very tamed, and they have to tame down their masculinity. And I think Black women are hungry for a masculinity. And so even though the nice guy at work is still giving that lesbian energy. It's still giving that, like, it's too.
I mean, I disagree. I mean, there are some men who are metrosexual. I don't believe that makes a man less masculine. I think when men are raised with their moms and dads aren't around, they pick up what they have, but that doesn't make them less of a man because of their mannerisms. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that doesn't make you less than a man because you're LGBTQ. Like, you're still a man.
Okay, so you talking all this shit, Tasha. Let me ask you. Okay, so if your husband started painting his fingernails black and started wearing his hair long and wanted to put on a little rouge and express his feminine side, how would you feel about it?
Well, I didn't meet him like that, and that's not what I'm attracted to.
But he might not meet you like that either. You might want to put on a 40-inch unit, and you might want to get a BBL. You might want to shrink the boobies.
The type of man my husband is, he would walk out the fucking door because he's not attracted to that. He not. He met me bald-headed. He met me natural. He likes natural Black women. Mm-hmm. As natural as they come. And most African men do, because African men are raised around Black women and Black stable families. So they have no problems with Black women in general. It's just, I feel that our women are just, you know, it's like you have high standards, but you're not being realistic about these standards. Like, you know, I seen them on Kevin Samuel's show. I'm like, why is she out there saying she wants 6 figures, but she make 40,000? It's the Cinderella story. It's like, you know, everybody competing for the prince, but guess what? He want the humble one. And when you put yourself in that category, guess what? You're going to be single because you're waiting to get picked. Instead of you putting yourself in environments where you can meet someone that you're on the same level with and grow with.
I agree that there's a lot that needs to be unpacked. That women need to do a lot of unpacking, men need to do a lot of unpacking, because it is certain things that we're practicing that's getting in our way of overall happiness and healthiness. And having to let go of some of the superficial shit. Some of the stuff that really don't matter in a situation.
It don't matter, like the shit that at the end of the day, like, this is a person that I may have to wheel into a goddamn heart center you know, or any, you know, have to nurse back, you know, from health. My husband has had to nurse me back, you know, to good health. I've been in the hospital before. I've had surgery, and guess who was right there by my side? Like, that's him. That's what we do. That's what we sign. You sign up for a partner. You don't sign up to marry your fucking father where you can go to him. Oh, you making 6 figures? Daddy, can I have some money? Daddy, can I? That's essentially what it is.
Daddy.
What's wrong with having a man on your same level? I don't think I deserve that. Well, guess what? You're single because you're not being reasonable. There's truly good men out here that don't mind treating you well, and some of them do need a partner because let's be honest, 2 are better than 1 to help them to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And when he does, it's yours. There ain't no prenup involved because it's yours.
I agree. I know that Black women be asking for a certain level of masculinity, but I always on my platform always be like, y'all just gonna have to fall in love with just good people. Yeah, like the rest of the shit gonna have to kind of
as everybody should.
Everybody
Black
should.
Women out here, listen, especially these new age Black women, these Generation Z's and shit. They fucking marrying these white men. These white men be looking good at them up. They got they fucking beards and shit. I'm like, oh, okay,
come on, cow.
Jam. Nah, with
cow.
And they ain't getting beat down and cheated on, and not to say they don't cheat, but they are really opening their options up the same way Black men open up their options. But you got some Black women out here, I'm not opening up my options. Well, guess what? God can't give you what you want because guess what? You done told God that this is it. You done told him what you ain't gonna stand for, and guess what? He don't have no say so no more. So you on your own.
Child, we're gonna need a whole show on this.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I can do a whole show on it, but like I said, they out here calling me a pick me. I've been married almost 17 years. The relationship I was in before my husband, I was with him 7. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know how to, even though I came from a very dysfunctional home, I know how to operate in relationships. Because
that's why I'm gonna have you back, because you keep saying stuff that just makes me want to ask 50 more living questions. Like, so, because, like, how did you not fall into the cycle then? Like, because most people are a product of
what the fuck people go through, and I'm not finna fucking go through it.
So it was common damn sense that really just saved you.
When you constantly see yourself surrounded by what a bad man is, you will know what the fuck a good man is. Because guess what? It's gonna feel different. It's gonna look different. Right. It ain't gonna appear the same fucking way.
Yeah.
My dad got kids every fucking where. Like, I know it firsthand. And I said most women marry their daddies. But me, I was smart enough not to do that. Because I was like, you remind me of my father, I'm getting the fuck out. As soon as they reminded me of something familiar, I got the fuck out.
Wow.
And that was your lesson. People don't understand, like, if you're surrounded by bad men, in order to know a good man, you have to understand how bad men operate. You know, some women just get lucky. They just meet their knight in shining armor without having to go through the bullshit. But most women got to go through bullshit in order to know what not to tolerate.
Because patriarchy abuses most women. So most women inherit the bullshit and the dysfunction because men and their toxicity and narcissism is running shit.
Yeah.
And women coming out on the other end fucked up.
Absolutely. And guess what? Everybody goes through. You think a woman ain't been beat on, she ain't been cheated on, but guess what? Now, I haven't been beat on. I've never been beat on, but have I been verbally abused? Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So that is equivalent to being beat on physically. But I've allowed, listen, I love myself so much that I've made sure that I've done the therapy, that I've worked on myself, that I've looked at myself on the inside. Why am I attracting this? What is it about me that's attracting this type of motherfucker to me?
Tasha, I hear that, but what makes me cringe is also the fact that we are training and conditioning men to be completely ratchet and toxic. And so
How
The
are you training them?
ratio is not
If you
even
ain't fucking
fair.
them, you ain't training them. It's the motherfuckers that's giving them pussy that's training them. You don't
But
give
it's
a
not
man
just the
pussy.
women, it's the culture itself that entitles men to.
You don't give a man pussy. He changes into whatever he
I
has to
agree
be
with
to
that.
get the pussy.
I agree with that. That women actually have more secret control over
They
things
do.
than what they understand. They just don't understand that control because men take up
Men
most of the
conform to
space.
what women want. So if you want this type of man, he will conform to you. Women don't understand the power that they have. That's why
Right.
they're going out here buying flashy cars, buying jewelry, doing all this shit because they know what attracts the women. That's what they do. Men are slaves to what women want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, girl, you don't want that? The motherfucker will conform. He will conform to what it is that you want. But if your standards are too high and they're not realistic, that's a conflict of interest. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can do hours of shows on this, and like I
Real
said,
girl, you
women
didn't,
won't like what the fuck
Tasha.
I got
You.
to say because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I ain't never had a man like my husband. Ain't never disrespected me. Ain't never called me out my
Mm,
motherfucking name. Ain't never put me down. Never done anything. This man has always had my back. Do you
mm,
understand what I'm saying? And he's
mm,
always talked
mm,
to me like a human being. But guess what? People don't even understand this. I was used to dating men with money when I met my husband. The guy I
mm,
was with for 7 years had money. I got the Cheesecake Factory. Now I've dated people that I've worked with and stuff like that.
mm,
But my husband just approached me different. And he had on high water pants. He was skinny as fuck. He looked
mm,
15 years old. I was 22 at the time. I didn't
mm,
even know he was fucking like 25. Like, and the way his voice wasn't deep, and
mm,
he had been, working there 2 years, and the women were like, does he even like women? Like, he ain't never tried to hit on
mm,
us. But he
mm,
had girlfriends outside of work.
mm,
But when he laid eyes on me, he just approached me different. It wasn't like, yo, I want to take you out. He made conversation with me, and he just approached me different. And I vibed with him not because of how he looked. He wasn't the most attractive thing that I had seen. Trust me,
mm,
I done seen some, but for him, it was his spirit that drawed me to him. He was so nice. He
mm.
was so humble. You know, asked me out old fashioned style. I'm from the South. I gotta be courted as a woman. I want to be courted. And I didn't care about, he didn't even have a car when I met him.
Mm,
But guess what? I didn't have a car either. So why would
mm.
I expect a motherfucker to have a car? And the way I grew up, my mama used to tell me all the time, nigga got a car, he got a car payment, he ain't got no fucking money to take care of nothing. So guess what? I always,
Mm,
and I knew that, unless they were already successful. That's a different thing. But a lot of times, a lot of these men are car broke, their house broke, you
mhm.
know, putting on, can't even take you out to fucking eat. But for my husband though, when I met him, he just blew me away. He had a 2 fucking bedroom townhouse in Buckhead. You know how expensive Buckhead,
Yeah.
Atlanta is.
Mhm.
And I'm looking like, you got a roommate? No. Well, who you stay here with? Myself. Like, but most women, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the women at my job, they were shocked when we started dating because they were like, wow, like Shaq ain't never tried to fuck nobody here.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they
Mhm.
didn't know that he was a nice guy like that because he wasn't the flashy guy. He wasn't the loud guy. Shaq only
Right.
speaks when he's spoken to or when he has something important to say. He's not out here looking for attention, having to be loud and have the last word. That's not how he does things. And so most women will pass up a man like that because he's seen and not heard. And a lot of times they're not even seen because they're too busy taking care of their business.
Do you think that that's due to his natural personality, or it had to do with the culture he came from and how he was raised to
No, and
conduct
I seen
himself?
somebody say that because
Mhm.
you gotta understand Mali was colonized by the French.
Mhm.
Okay. And so in school they had to learn the French ways. So yes, they were taught that white men were this because they came into rural parts of Africa and colonized and gave them technology and things that they didn't have access to. But at the same time, my husband came from a family structure. A lot of what our ancestors went through, we were dragged over here and taken away from our families. He wasn't taken away from his family. So a lot of those values that we normally get in a two-parent household, 9 times out of 10, he got coming up because his family was solid. He came from a good foundation. But women like that, I'm telling you, it was so many women at my job at the time when I was dating him that now look and they're like, damn, what the
So
fuck?
you're actually saying that a lot of the black men who be screaming that, who are nerds and smart, who say that black women don't want them, you basically are saying they don't want them.
They don't want them. And I swear, if I could get a panel with all these nerds, they will tell you black women treat them the fucking worst.
Tasha, you about to, don't get canceled, Tasha.
No, but it's true.
Tasha.
It's true. They get in school. They were this. I used to get talked about all the time in school, right? I see my friends. They dating the basketball players and the football players. I'm over here in the IT department. I swear to God. They used to be like, Tasha, why the fuck? I remember there was my boyfriend Jeremy in middle school. Tasha, why are you dating that nerd? What the fuck? Like they used to tease him, but he was so nice to me. He was so sweet. Every Valentine's Day, I had chocolates. I had fucking teddy bears. You know what these bitches had? Dicks and babies. He wasn't trying to fuck on me. He just wanted me to kiss and walk. He wanted to walk me to class. Niggas used to walk me to class. Every class. I mean, we talking about we had 8 classes. He was right there. Where were they niggas at? On the basketball court, on the football court. That's what I'm saying. Like, and guess what? The women standing behind the gate trying to get noticed. My boyfriend was right there at the fucking door, waiting for me every day. After every class.
Tasha.
And then I dated a guy one time that was in the slow class. He wasn't slow, but because he was labeled slow, the girls didn't want to touch him. They didn't want nothing to do with him. But guess what? That nigga was at my class, walking me to lunch, gave me lunch money every day. I'm telling you, like, women, the ones that women pass.
You are an exception because you really did not inherit a lot of the toxic bull crap, and your common sense was able to be really sustained for some reason. You are unique in that way.
I don't think I'm unique because I come from the same background other women come from. I just
but that's what makes you an exception and unique.
I just chose to educate myself on why things happen. I've never been the type to accept shit happening to me.
And I've
always been a person that was going to make sure that my destiny was different. Motherfucker can't tell me I don't give a shit what school I come from. Yeah, you can say, oh, this motherfucker's better than me, but we'll see. You know, I've always been like, I'm not just going to be dead set on what somebody says. That's just how I am. And my what's his name? I'm a hopeless romantic. And men out here are romantic. They want to be in love. There's so many nerds. I tease the guys who weren't the it guys, and they were dissed by black women. They were dissed. They were told they weren't cute. It's true.
No. Because it's this amazing guy named Balarin from a great panel called The Grapevine. I don't know if you watch them or not. They are amazing on YouTube. And he is huge. He's muscled. He's sexy as fuck. But he's such a teddy bear. And he has even came onto my platform 11 times. And for some reason, his experience, like, black women didn't want him. He wanted black women, but black women didn't want him. And now he's booed up to be engaged to a French woman and not a black woman. And this man is hardworking, loving, sensitive, fine as fuck. But
why should he settle? Why should he settle?
And he didn't.
I wouldn't. Black women ain't settling, so why should he settle? If black women don't appreciate him and his whole form, then guess what? You got to go somewhere where you're appreciated. And that's what black women should do. If you're not appreciated by the black men that you want, go somewhere where you're fucking appreciated. Keep beating a fucking dead horse. I'm an advocate for women dating outside of their race. Now, me personally, I ain't dating no white man because the first time he opened his mouth to call me a black bitch, he gonna die.
No.
He gonna die.
I ain't mad at it, honey. Tina Turner that ass.
And you know what, Fuzzy? That's what I've been told my whole life. Tasha different.
That's
Tasha
what I'm
unique.
telling you. You are unique, Tasha.
Am I unique or am I just I'm just not accepting this idea of normalcy that
and that's
people
what
want to accept? Like
because that's an end product of your
there's
uniqueness.
gotta be another way.
Because that's a product of your uniqueness. Most people, psychologists will tell you this, most people are really some type of version of their upbringing and their conditioning. That's the general public. And the exceptions are those people who tend to have a strong sense of self. It's clear that you are very free-willed. I'm a very free-willed person. I think that's what saved me and allowed me to be clear about myself because of my own ego, because I had a very strong sense of self. And I think generally a lot of people don't necessarily have that. They have been trained to really be conformists, and they have also been traumatized by a lot of the abuse they witnessed. Their mothers endure, their fathers endure, and a lot of dysfunctionality coupled with having a not so strong ego. And so then they go out looking for the world they've been in other people. And that's the only thing that feels normal to them and familiar to them.
You're right. And I mean, the trauma is just embedded. And I feel like mental health has a lot to play in that, you know? And so, you know, that's a whole nother conversation. But if we're just talking about, you know, what's at hand, it's just common sense to me, you know. And to just me 3.0, I'm not making the equivalency of being a nerd with being socially awkward. First of all, a nerd was always labeled as socially awkward, okay? And now being a nerd now is so much bigger, because before, a football player couldn't be a nerd. Well, even though they were, but that was just the way it was labeled. So I'm just kind of using a general term that the socially awkward guy is not the guy that Black women generally want. They want the sexy, the most, you know, he's got swag, you know, that's what they want. Like in every race of woman wants the Black man. Like, because they got swag, they got this. I got swag now. My husband, you know, after, you know, me laying it down and gave him a little swag, you know? That's what happens. They conform to you.
Tasha K is saying, y'all better stop looking for the superficial bells and whistles and look for the substance of Black men, because that's what it's gonna come down to. Take the man that's nice to you, kind to you, and that's good to you.
My husband, you know what attracted me to my husband is the first time I spent a night with him. When I woke up in the morning, he said good morning, and he had me a cup of tea. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that just blew. I said, God damn it, this is it. So when he asked me, it was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Was I head over heels in love with him? No. Did I love him and I loved the person he was and I knew I could grow to love him? Absolutely. And I'm madly in love with this man.
That's good.
But when I tell you, and he still, when he wakes up in the morning, good morning. How did you sleep? It's little things like that.
Tasha, you just dropped some shit when you said that moment was when I knew I could grow to love him. I think people have forgotten that also love is a journey too. That if you're looking for all at once, then yeah, you might find yourself on the shorter end of the stick if you don't realize that growth and love also go together. Like, I don't see a lot of people saying that, like, are clear that love has to be a growth thing too, that it's not going to come all batteries included, already assembled, etc. Look for good qualities and you could probably grow to love the rest of the person that didn't necessarily appeal to you. You can grow to love his style of dress, which is something superficial. You can eventually, if you look for the substance will allow you to eventually also appreciate those other things that maybe you overlooked in the beginning, or that could have played a role in you saying, nah, I don't think that's for me off the rip.
Yeah, I mean, people will show you who they are, and just that level of concern for him to say good morning, and every night before we go to bed. Now tonight he went to bed a lot earlier because he was tired, but we pillow talk. Like, I'm talking about, like, we talk every night before we go to sleep. Like on the pillow, talking about our day. Like, and this was the same stuff he did when I first met him. He hasn't changed. And I just love him even more for that. Like, and you know, he loves me. My husband is he's a Scorpio. So
amen. Don't nobody do it better, Tasha, than a Scorpio man.
I know Scorpios, they will give you their whole heart.
Yes, like, we will. We sure will and do.
Yeah. And see, Paige Turner, my husband wasn't my type when we met. However, I fell in love with him because he was different. 25 years together, 23.5 married, and I've been taking care of my children. And that's what happens with, I think when you're dating the same, that's a problem. Try the different and give it a chance without having any expectations. Just see where your heart go. But you know, these dating shows are very telltale because they pass up the nice guys for the guys who have access.
And the fact that all these rappers have so many women gawking over them, there's 20 side pieces, there's 20 other girlfriends. It's showing.
Get chlamydia, all types of shit. Just line up, bitch. Let's go. You know, like it's you know, like I said, we could, you know, I agree with what Kevin Samuel says. I mean, because listen, these women are asking for his advice.
I can agree with entirety, but I do get some of it.
Yeah, like I mean, at the end of the reason he's so successful is because there's truth in what he's saying, and it's true. And Kevin Samuels was that type of guy who was shunned by black women. He is a product. He is the very product of what black women dissed.
Tasha K, we gonna have to link and have this combo. We need to have this whole combo in the future.
All right, well, hit me. You know, hit me in the DM if you want me to come on your show. You know, I'm
gonna set up a whole show. I want us to get into this shit. We're gonna get into this shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go on and try to go to sleep. I'm up. So I'm wide awake, God.
Wide open.
I hate that shit. You know, when it be late at night, I'm like, shit, I could have been a doctor because I can work the night shift.
You don't take any type of night quill, no type of sleeping aid to help you?
Hell no.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I sleep good when I'm asleep. It's just trying to get to sleep now.
Trying to get to sleep. Yeah,
it's gonna be the issue. So. But no, I appreciate y'all. I think we was like at 3 hours. That is amazing. I don't even do 3-hour shows on my fucking show. So no, I needed this. This is so therapeutic. And
no, we gotta do it, girl.
I'm under the weather, so I'm so glad I just got on when I did. And you know how it's just been therapeutic talking to you.
Yes. Well, I'm a night owl, so anytime you want to come up and get into some things, honey, we can get into some things. I'm definitely gonna hit you up about that show because I think you said a lot of interesting shit, and obviously there's a lot we can say about that subject. So I'm gonna definitely curate that and put that together and stay in contact with you. And I thank you for coming up here and just sharing your truth and your experience and everything. And I'm rooting for you, and I love you and appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I love you, and I love everything about you. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. And I love it when you show your face on camera because you are a pretty motherfucker. That hair and everything. Yes. And so, yeah, just keep being you and just hit me in the DM if you want me to hop on. If I'm up, absolutely.
Because I'm a night owl too, child. I'm a vampire, so I be vamping as well.
The whole house be sleeping. I be up fucking lurking and working.
With the shit. I ain't mad
lurking and working. So no, this felt very good. But thank you so much for having me on. Just listening to me and understanding my side. Not necessarily agree, but just giving me a panel without all the extra shit because that's the problem. Like people be just doing too much.
Yeah.
And so yes, I love it. And I love you guys in the comment section. And Merry Christmas, because it is Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And I'm going to try to get some sleep before these kids wake me up.
And go to sleep, honey, because they're going to drive you nuts when they up.
I know. But luckily, my husband's the morning guy, so he usually gets the kids together. So, okay.
All right, love. Have a good night.
Good night.
You guys, that was a Tasha K exclusive, honey. I'm so glad I decided to hit the link. Hey, Mona. Hey, everybody in the chat. I'm so glad I decided to hit the link. I was in here literally giving myself an ombre, and I was just watching Wiley, and I said, let me just come up here and poke fun, because I was gonna have a very kind of fun conversation about it, and you know, just talk my perspective, because I'm not on the inside of what all was going on. I'm on the outside, so you know, I was just gonna do that. So Tasha K hit the link and gave us her perspective, and it's an interesting situation. You know, I do hate it for Wiley, and I do hate it for Armon, but I'm glad that Armon he's doing well. He's clearly on his way. His gifts are seeding him before great people, and he is networking his ass off and sitting where he wants to sit. And I guess the good news is he gets to celebrate himself for that. He gets to say that nobody contributed to his success but him. And so, you know, and Armon Wiggins on right, a total bad bitch. Bad bitch. Same thing with Wiley. As Tasha K said, ultimately, what's for everybody is going to be for everybody, including Wiley as well. So while Tasha will keep it cute and she'll keep it cordial with Wiley, you know, he have to find, you know, his ultimate blessing somewhere else with somebody else. And as long as Wiley continues to work hard and be diligent and be focused, and also just learn, you know, because I have relationships of my own. You know, I have a relationship to T.S. Madison. I have a relationship to Dr. Larry Reed. I'm connected to a lot of phenomenal social media influencers alone. And when you're in relationship to people, you do have to, I mean, just out of respect, you do have to keep it respectful and communicate. You know, for instance, I was friends with T.S. Madison and her ex-manager Gio, you know, and even though I was introduced to T.S. Madison first, me and Gio actually spoke more regularly than me and TS did. So, you know, I had a relationship to them both. And half the time when I used to speak to either TS or Gio, they would both be in the same, you know, they would be in the same place at the same time. So when the fallout happened, you know, and I saw what was going on, and everybody by now knows that I'm a Iyanla type of person. Like, it's hard. Matter of fact, it ain't even hard. I can't do it. I am not able to watch people that I love fall out publicly and not get in it. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I not jumped in. I was brought in to the King Jives and Larry drama, but once I was in, I had to fix it. It's just in my nature. I'm going to try to fix it. And then, so with TS and Gio, when all that played out, I was like, there's no way in hell. I have to try to get in here and bring some balance, because that's just who the fuck I am. I have just accepted, child, that's just the way my heart's set up, and I'm okay. I'm okay with it now. You know, I used to be like, Davion, just girl, just girl. But I'm gonna fight. I'm the fifth element. I'm here to protect love. So when me and Gio spoke about the situation after, you know, the video started dropping and everything got going, you know, because I'm in relationship to T.S. Madison, I wasn't going to talk to Gio without also talking to Maddie and also asking Maddie what her comfortability was. And I told her my intention. I said, I know Gio is having his own experience, and so I can't have a conversation with him publicly from the perspective of trying to necessarily tell him his truth or not. But what I will do is, where I think there could be solidarity, like to speak to that solidarity and to put genuine perspective to things that I think could be about one thing versus maybe another, because maybe the way we perceive things is not necessarily always the way they are in fact, but perception is reality. And I told her that, you know, my intent was to just talk to Gio and to maybe just figure out where he's coming from and offer maybe some healing to that, so that this didn't have to go any further than what it already did. Because I personally don't like when people that I love fall out, especially not publicly. I'm also a believer that wherever the scene of the crime is, we got to go to the scene of the crime as well. So obviously things that happen publicly should be dealt with publicly, because it becomes about so much more when we take private matters and make them public. Because now you've got 50,011,000 people involved. Now you've got, that's amplified everything, and it's also helping to convolute everything. So, you know, you got to take care of it. And I said, Maddie, I said, you know, how do you feel? You know, how do you feel? And, you know, she told me her thoughts, etc. And, you know, and because she knows I'm in a relationship to him, and she knows that this happened on social media, she understood what it was about. And she was like, only thing I want you to tell them, Conscious, the only thing I want you to tell the audience, Conscious, the only thing I want you to tell them folk is I don't give a fuck. It was something it was something like that. I said, Maddie, she said that's Conscious. After we had the whole conversation we had, she said, the only thing I want you to tell them, remind them I don't give a fuck. I said, okay, I'll make sure I mention it. But I did consult with her, and you know, and she gave me the okay and the green light, and you know, we had a whole conversation. So when you're in relationship to people, you have to communicate. It's only the right thing to do. And yeah, and so I just understand. I understand Tasha needing boundaries, and also just being like, girl, you know, I'm not gonna keep letting nobody, you know, put me in no type of crazy ass situation. And I also understand the struggle for Wiley and Armon as content creators, because I'm a content creator out here on my own too. So I understand. Now I'm not gonna make the same. I don't necessarily make the same mistakes that maybe they so-called make, but I understand. You know, and you come into all of this on your own with no information, and it's just a lot to try to understand and to keep together, and to kind of stay on the right path and always do everything how they should be done, you know. So it's just unfortunate, but once again, I'm happy everybody is on the move. And Tasha said, she's not Wiley's enemy. She don't want folk dragging his disability and all of that. That her kind of putting a distance between her and Wiley does not mean that she wants to see him attack. So everybody who's doing that can really just calm the fuck damn down. You know, just calm down. That ain't what Tasha would want. Hey Juju, Conscious has been fire on your platform. I know, cha ain't Conscious been, baby, we've been doing it over here. We have been mother loving doing it. Mona says, Gio is my baby. Right, I remember that time. It was hard. Yes, it's still so cringy. It's so cringy. I'm glad it's over, Mona, but it was a lot. You know, it was just a lot. You know, it was a lot. It was very uncomfortable, you know, and everybody who loved both of these people were just put in an uncomfortable position. That's why I try to pick and choose how much fighting I do, because I know that people are committed to us as content creators. They love us. They get invested in all of this. And, you know, so we do have to think about more than just ourselves as content creators. People actually put their hard-earned money in our pockets. They put their real support and bring their emotion and their heart to the table. And I think that should create some level of like social responsibility to all of us holding any type of social privilege or status or posture. And I'm still hoping that at some point, you know, that TS and Geo can sit down. And I think they will. I've seen a lot of things that, you know, people didn't think would be possible, made possible. I've seen a lot of people come to reconciliation who didn't think there could be no reconciliation. So We'll see. And maybe in time we'll get that from Armon and Tasha. Hell, the fact that they were even able to have a Stationhead conversation was honestly even growth in and of itself. The fact that it wasn't total slaughter and debauchery, that they were actually able to just sit in a space, exchange perspectives, still disagree, but the fact that they was even able to do that in a way that was civil is also growth on both of their ends. So there's a lot to hope for. No, Conscious, you're a little bit better. In what regard, boo? Conscious, you're truly gifted, bringing out healing, facilitating it. I love your heart. I remember you trying to work it out between them. That's why I enjoy you. Heart like mine, just want to see everybody win. Yeah, it's enough winning at the table. The world is full of winning, baby. And we'll get to the wins easier by working together, to be quite honest, you know. So it's tragic. And to the people who was in the stream in the stream earlier on, who was just so tight, like, oh, you talking about EBT? Yes, that's what we do. We have fun. Like, I'm being lighthearted about what's kind of a serious situation, and I'm only going to talk about Wiley in a way that Wiley talks about himself. Wiley is a very fun commentator. He uses that type of fun language. Me and Wiley have a real relationship outside of social media. So if I'm up here ever doing my motherfucking work, I don't need nobody giving me no fucking tutorial or even second guessing how I'm talking, because I'm always going to talk in alignment to the relationships that I uphold. So just shut the fuck up. Because the hoes who were saying that in the comment section were hoes who I ain't never seen in the comment section until tonight. So just like I don't know you, bitch, remember, you don't know a motherfucking thing about me. So just shut the fuck up and enjoy the show. In the words of Unwind with Tasha K. Can you talk about TK agreeing with... you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do one better. Tasha K is down for the conversation. Clearly, there's a lot to be said, Ozzy. So I'm literally gonna bring Tasha K back. We gonna do this in broad daylight, so focus up and can hit the link and can get started and everything. And we gonna really get into it. I'm gonna bring some men's up here. I'm gonna bring some men who think like Kevin Samuels, and I'm gonna bring some men who don't think like Kevin Samuels, and I'm gonna let some women up here who think like Kevin Samuels and who don't, and we're gonna really get into some shit, honey. Because what I love about Tasha K is she likes the crowd too, and she likes to actually engage other people about their thinking. So I know it's gonna be a bomb ass show, and we're just gonna really put that together, because like she said, we could literally talk about this all fucking day. So we're going to choose a day and do just that. So I'll bring that to you guys. I'm not going to let y'all down. You don't like the drama. You like to fix it. Oh, yeah. You know, even when I'm talking about drama, I'm also like, I talk about drama with the intent to also bring perspective to it. Of course, this is social media. It's entertainment. So I'm not going to get up here and be a dry ass bitch. Of course, I'm going to crack jokes. Of course, I'm going to sprinkle that in, because this is a entertainment app, and all of the people in question are also in entertainment. So I'm going to be entertaining, but that's not hardly the focal point. And once again, to my conscious true members, child, y'all know what it gives. You know, some of these new folk who come over here, they peek their head in, or they catch me in the algorithm. They don't know what's going on. So, you know, that. Yep, that's what Wiley is like. There are plenty of people that are genuinely love each other, that communicate like that. Yes, me and Wiley on a panel together. Clearly, anybody who watches two men and a lady know that we get up there and we be talking our shit. That's what we do. Like, and that's why I like Wiley, because Wiley has a great sense of humor. I have a great sense of humor. And Wiley is not sensitive. That's what I do like about Wiley, is that Wiley can take what he gives. Wiley can take it. Like, he's one of the very few people on social media, in celebrity gossip news, who can actually take it. You know, Wiley knows that he's a shit talker. Wiley knows he gets involved in the mess. Wiley knows that his audience is there for the mess. And when his name is trending for one reason or another, Wiley owns it. He leans into it. He embraces that shit. You know, he's the big boy about it. So I really respect him in that regard, that, you know, he can take it. He can take what he gives. Exactly. Put some flavor in the content, Della. Who is Kevin Samuels? Child. That's a long story. You just got to check him out for yourself, a big rainer. Just type in Kevin Samuels on YouTube. He's basically an image consultant. And at this point, one for Black women. If you've ever heard the term high valued man, he's kind of branded that whole thing, and he pretty much acts as a relationship coach and talks to Black women and Black men about how to obtain, as far as I'm concerned, a goddamn superficial ass relationship. You know, he's helping Black men who want a trophy wife with no children, with a small waist, and all of the classic attractive proportions, who are willing to be subservient and obedient to the male patriarchal figure. And he's teaching women how to obtain a man who can provide a luxury lifestyle for them while also submitting, even if that means allowing this man to have an open relationship, have multiple women, just enduring masculinity while not also striving for too much more yourself as a woman other than what you can find in a man. Because if you are too independent as a woman, that's a little bit too masculine. If you make a little bit too much money, that's a little too masculine. You need to play yourself down just a little bit so that the man can feel like the man. So don't come off as too equal. Don't be too equal. Don't be too much of a contender. Yeah, now it's a lot going on with him, child. It's a lot. Thank you, Lynn. Never heard of a high value, aka high value child. It's a mess. Yes, CTV. I've been watching Wiley for a while. He's a kiki, but I watched you on 2 Men and a Lady for the first time today. Oh, as soon as I was done, I came up. Oh my God, thank you so much. Yes, we're supposed to be doing the 2 Men and a Lady this weekend, actually. So yeah, he just got to get in contact with Katie, talk one-on-one, and we'll be bringing you guys another episode. That's what I call it, Robbie. Enduring motherfucking not masculinity, because I don't want masculinity. Because masculinity is healthy and necessary in the world. You know, it's the toxic patriarchal hyper fucking masculinity that's the fucking issue. So enduring toxic masculinity, hyper masculinity per se, which seems to be the popular brand of masculinity, is toxic, overbearing, narcissistic, abusive ass masculinity, and attracts utterly insecure women seeking validation. Yep. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through these comments before I get out of here. As you know, I love all of you guys. Thank you, Mrs. Green 9. As you know, I love all of you guys because I'll be on 2 different phones trying to listen to everyone. It's okay, honey. You can be present in each person's stream, long as you just give everybody they click and they view eventually. You know what I'm saying? Just set up a little formation for yourself. I'm going to listen to Conscious, then I'll push on over to Wiley and the replay, because it all equals out to the same thing. It all equals out to a click and a view. You know what I'm saying? It's really not a competition at all. Let me see. I'm always willing to reconcile when it's authentic. I don't have real enemies online. It hits different. Yeah, it does. It does. And I'm the same way, honey. Always willing, always open. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we fuck up as humans and people get lost. So, you know, you just got to make provisions for that shit, you know. That's why I enjoy you, Heart Like Mine. Just want to see everybody win. I wonder, let me see what Rob, I wonder why Wiley or Armon didn't hit the link. Well, so I had spoke to Wiley Matter of fact, I spoke to Wiley before I came on. I said, girl, I'm about to come up here and give some commentary on what on all the shit you giving commentary on regarding your situation. So, and that's how much of a communicator I am. Like when I have relationship to people, I don't act like I'm not in relationship to people, even though I'm a commentator, and maybe that's just something that Wiley can walk away from. In this, it's like you are in relationship to people. Once again, communication is going to be a saving grace. Communicate, make sure that you good, because you know at the end of the day, you're going to want the same thing from people that you're trying to build a solid relationship to. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want nobody getting out here talking about your interpersonal situation or etc. without at least consulting you, especially when they have access to you and they're in active relationship to you. So I understand where Tasha K is coming from that. So just like I called him and I said, girl, I want to talk about this. And, you know, he didn't have no objections or anything. And I asked him some questions because I needed to kind of be caught up on some things. Because like I said, I've been busy on my end with everything I got going on. So and I told him I'd be live or whatever. So, but he was on his way to sleep too. So Wiley probably passed the fuck out. And Armon, I don't even know if Armon is aware of this live, but I did drop the link or whatever in case anybody wanted to come up and everything. So, and I think Armon and Tasha K had already spoke on Stationhead. So he probably was just like, girl, you know, I mean, like we already came, you know, it pretty much came down to, I told her, don't speak about me in no disparaging way. And I think she said the same thing, and that was that. So probably wasn't nothing else to really speak to after everything that happened on Stationhead. Conscious, you truly are gifted, bringing that healing facility. And thank you so much, boo boo. Conscious been on fire. Yes. Okay, so let me get out of here, you guys. Shout out to Tasha K. You guys make sure to subscribe and everything. I'm about to get out of here, finish dyeing my damn hair, honey. And happy holidays to everyone. Hope you guys are with people that you love, or at least in a loving relationship to yourself, even if you are all that you got, because that is more than enough as well. And we'll be back, girl. We got a full week next week and everything, girl. We starting off the top of the year heavy, baby. On it, heavy. So shout out to all the content creators. And I'm out of this bitch. So good night, you guys. Love you all. See ya more than likely in 2022. Good morning and good night.